All right. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday, March 28th, 2018, and this is episode number 57. Tonight's show is a free-for-all episode, and tonight I'm joined by the MiddleAgedStream and SaltySam. But we're going to get to these sexy fucks in just a hot second. If you guys want to support the show, ask a question, ask any advice, or give us any kind of feedback at all, feel free to review the podcast on iTunes, or you can email me at crocs@knackers.com with whatever the fuck you feel like. So, real quick, let's go around the room, introduce you to all the guests, find out where they are online and what the fuck they're doing with their lives. Mr. Sam, starting with you.
My name is SaltySam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSaltySam and on Instagram, Salty all day.
My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch at MiddleAgedStream, on Twitter, MiddleAgedStream, because too many characters, and then also on Instagram at MiddleAgedStream.
And my name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very channel, or you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Knackers with 3 A's. Mr. 42 is on vacation in California, and Speed Demon was not feeling well, so he wasn't able to be here either. But we still got a show planned for you. Do not worry. First and foremost, what the fuck are you guys sipping on tonight?
I stepped out of my comfort zone. And, well, it's not out of my comfort zone. I had them in the fucking fridge, so obviously I bought them at one point. But this is Founder's Dirty Bastard, which is a Scotch ale.
You only need half of those for an entire evening. Those things are dank.
Well, and I've got a Dos Equis for a follow-up.
Yeah. You should mix those together.
No, you can't ruin my Dos Equis.
I got me some Shiner Strawberry Blonde. It's just a nice, crisp, just a hint of strawberry. It's their little summer seasonal that they just started selling a week or two ago. I love it. It's a nice, laid-back, chill beer to drink. And because I didn't feel like having to go walk all the way down the stairs later, I got another one ready right here, pre-koozied.
Can you both hold up your koozies, please?
Yes.
Wow, red and red. Please tell me, is the Shiner and the Shiner koozie?
Well, yes, it is the Shiner.
Oh, they're both
the same beer.
Okay.
I have a drawer with like 100 koozies in it in my house. So
I thought you both had blank red koozies.
No, well, we both have college.
Yeah.
Koozies.
Texas Tech on
he
this
lives
one.
in Texas, and I live in Maryland.
I got you. What's the weather over there in the good old Texas right now?
It's warming up. We've been having some weird weather this year. Like it's all around the U.S. It's been weird, but like shit. I know Salty just got out of a freaking snowstorm. But no, it's starting to warm up here. It's been, I think this week the highs are going to be in like around the low to mid 80s. So
fuck you.
Yeah, that's Texas.
Son of a bitch. What about you, Salty?
My weather sucks. It was like 3 weeks ago, and then it fucking snowed 8 inches the second day of spring, and then it's fucking cold. It's crazy.
All that snow is gone now, right?
Yeah, it really sucked because like most of the snow was gone by that next morning. Like it was 40 degrees after it snowed all that fucking day long, and then like 4 o'clock it was like it's gonna be 40 degrees now. So it's like we went out in the morning with my son and fucking played in the snow and made snowmen and all that shit and went sledding. And then by the time he woke up from his nap, the snowman was fucking like on the fucking ground.
Look what you did, son. You didn't try hard enough, and now he's dead.
He's gone.
That's terrible engineering, boy.
I didn't raise you this way.
Damn
all right.
lots.
Well, as far as like non-gaming and gaming content, it's been a month since we've had the last podcast. The last podcast was supposed to be on the same day as the annual Detroit St. Patty's Day Parade. And that was a day of shotgunning PBRs at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I called that stream pretty early on and knew I wasn't going to be able to carry out a
Yeah, it was
podcast.
like fucking 2:00 in the afternoon. He's like,
I would like
I can't make it. Like, dude, you got 6 hours.
I would like to say that there is definitely a sliding scale of enjoyability for your Instagram stories, depending on how much PBR you consumed. As the PBR went up, the level of enjoyment for those Instagram stories also continued to rise.
I thought you were going to go in the opposite direction. I thought that my stories degraded.
It wasn't an inverse scale. They both matched each other.
Did you see the live broadcast at all?
Yes. Well, I only got to watch a little bit because I was doing something, and then I came back to it. But yeah, it looked like y'all were having a great time.
It was a fucking blast. We were making human pyramids in order to try and get the PBR box on top of that tree. And one girl fucking fell while trying to get up there, and some cop came to a screeching halt in his all blacked out Dodge Charger, goes, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" Comes out, starts pointing fingers, yelling at people, and starts pointing at random people going, "You guys need to take all these cans down now." And everybody just went, and then just turned around and walked away. And then the guy didn't have, everybody started walking away like, "It's not my fucking tree." And then the cop didn't have anybody to yell at. And he just jumped the fence, jumped back in his Dodge Charger, and fucking peeled away. Like,
He
bro,
looked like
it's
he
a
had trouble
parade.
jumping that fence.
He did. He had the fucking Super Saiyan over level 9,000 to get over that thing. But yeah, that event every year is awesome. People start running at, I think it's it's a 5K followed by a parade. And it's like the only time you can have open liquor on the streets of Detroit like that. So you just get down there at like 10 o'clock. You start pounding beers. When you're done, you hang one on the tree. Everybody's drinking. There's street food. There's a parade. I'll never forget. Before we went to the parade, Weenie asked if they were throwing candy. And I'm me thinking back on all the previous years, I never remember them throwing candy, like, ever. It makes I'm probably wasted. It's like the one time a year I just get shit-faced. And I remember we're standing there, and I see this guy Hail Mary some candy into the air, and as it's raining around us, Weenie turns to me and goes, "You liar!"
I fucking told you.
It was just like, I wish I could have captured that moment in slow-mo, just double bubble raining from the skies and just, "You liar." Good fucking times. I'm so, what the, oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're here now, so Salty, what you up to?
Always up to all kinds of shit. First off, I finally got rid of that LG G5, got the Pixel 2 XL. I don't have the right case for it yet because I didn't have any cocksuckers, but I'm going tomorrow to return that case and get the real OtterBox Defender series because I've gotten so used to having that rubberized outer case that I don't even know what fucking series. It's an OtterBox, but it's like a hard case.
Oh, it's like the slim version or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't have the outer shell, and so I like to rest my phone places, and I can't do it with this because it just slides off. But loving the new phone. If you are a fan of Android, Google phones are the only way to go.
Yep. Oh, 100%.
Beyond the fact that it has an amazing camera and takes great video and does all that basically the same shit that all the iPhones do, portrait mode, slow motion, I think it can take up to 240 hertz slow motion. It does 4K, it does all that shit. And then but
what's the memory on that sucker?
You can get it in 32 or 64.
But I'm sure
it's a sealed phone.
Right?
It's a sealed phone like the iPhone.
Oh.
64 is the max?
That's it for 4K?
Yeah. But
Dude,
it's all cloud storage. It's all
okay.
Like everything on my phone's cloud storage.
That kind of surprises me that it's that low.
I don't use onboard memory for shit. So,
well, I mean, I guess
I don't listen.
It's music, and
if I listen to music, I don't listen to it on onboard shit.
Right.
I don't have iTunes.
I don't either, but I mean, 1080p at 60 frames per second. If you were to, an hour worth of 1080p is easily 10 gigs.
Yeah.
That's just, I can't believe 64 is the largest.
Well, see, that's why everything I actually have double cloud storage for video and pictures.
I'm just about to hit my 100 gigabyte storage limit on Google Drive, so I gotta go up to the terabyte here pretty soon.
Well, I use Amazon Prime for photos, Amazon Prime Photos for pictures and video.
Is it
And
unlimited
it's free.
still?
It's free, unlimited for pictures, and I think the fucking video is like 5 gigs, but
Okay.
I upload my shit all the time. So, and I've never really used my phone for video because it's always sucked balls.
Right.
Like even having the first gen G7X Canon point and shoot is better than most of my phones have ever been. So, especially the last one because I broke the fucking sensor, like the laser depth gauge fucking autofocus shit was broke on my old phone. So, but if you like Android and you don't want any more bullshit on your phone, then Google is the shit. No bloatware whatsoever, preloaded with all the fucking Google apps. Like I signed into my fucking account. They give you the fucking cable. It's like a USB to USB adapter for USB-C to USB, which I just plugged it straight across. And then you just fucking put your email and password in, and it downloads every app you had on your old phone, all the saved passwords, all the fucking everything. So it was like fucking 20 minutes while I was driving down the road. Like I still had to go to the grocery store and do a bunch of shit. I bought the phone. I went out in my truck, hooked it up, started the fucking downloads, and went about my business. And by the time I had gotten home, done. And
Yep.
Awesome. That's
seamless.
Awesome. Yeah.
Seamless. I got a bonus from work this year, which is a first. I switched jobs last year. I went from being a union senior plant technician to being a control room supervisor, which is a non-union job. And apparently they get bonuses, which is cool.
I guess it's a non-union job probably because you can't really go on strike or anything of that type of job, right?
Most companies that have union jobs, the job I do now is technically a union job because that's part of the reason why strikes work at other companies.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anybody that can control the shit, that can actually push the buttons and turn the equipment on and off and blah, 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 then you're pretty fucked. But in my particular case, it's non-union. And I took the job because it was more money. That was really the only reason.
Yeah.
But part of that more money, like it was more salary overall, yearly salary. And for somebody that doesn't work any overtime, it was more than enough for me to make the swap. And then they give you bonuses based on performance. So like we do different shit throughout the year that, you get all your training done. Well, in some cases for sure, because I don't understand how some people have the fucking job in the first place. But,
There's
no context for this on the audio version of the podcast.
No. Totally can't see Knacker's fucking deep throating 2 dicks. But I've never gotten a bonus for anything before, and my company, my company split off. My old company was, I'm not even going to say all this shit, all the names, but let's just say my old company got bought by a bigger company. They owned us for the last 5 years. And then they split my old company off, and then my old company filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And I'm part of the old company.
Oh.
So it's like they split off, they shut down a bunch of plants, they fucking sold off a bunch of shit, and they just went through a workforce reduction at my plant and got rid of, they offered severances, and 26 people took the severance.
Wow.
And got paid to leave. So luckily I didn't lose my fucking job, which was great, but it also might be the last time I ever see a fucking bonus. So I was like, I'm not going to get used to this fucking money. Let's just blow it on stupid shit.
Yeah.
So me and the wife fucking, we rented a house in North Carolina for, at the end of summer. Well, it's technically, I think it's fall, but in September, we're going to be going down to North Carolina for a week, rented a big giant ass house for no fucking reason. Like a 5-bedroom, 6.5-bath house with a pool. And it's just the three of us right now.
Dude, I saw it. Salty showed me the house, man. It's fucking gorgeous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like
Be fun.
a block off the beach. We used to do it every year, and then my son was born, and we kind of just don't have it. Didn't have the fucking. It wasn't that we didn't have the money. It was like for all the years, I did it for 6 years straight.
Yeah.
And for every one of those 6 years, it was like invite all my friends. You know, it was like 8-10 people. Everybody pays like $500. Everybody chips in for food and booze, and you just get trashed for it's like fucking senior fucking week every week.
Yeah.
Like 1 week a year. And then I had a kid, and it's like nobody wants to get shit-faced trashed at 10 o'clock in the morning and then have to deal with like a crazy ass toddler.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No.
We just haven't done it for 2 years.
Your pop filter string is just about to like come off the top of your mic. It is triggering the shit out of me. It's right.
Let it
on the
happen. Let
edge.
it just pop off.
I don't know if you can really see the edge.
Oh, okay. It was an optical illusion.
Yeah.
All
the
right.
edge is rounded on it.
I was like, I'm looking at it, waiting for it to pop like a bra strap, and I'm like, please, God.
But so we did that. I don't know. Anybody who's paid attention to my Instagram feed has seen that I've been fucking cutting, stacking, moving, burning fucking trees for the last 2 weeks of my life, which was totally fucked up this weekend or this week by the snow, because now my entire backyard is a fucking mud pit.
Instagram.com/saltyallday.
And so I've had 2 gigantic bonfires, like probably should have warned the fire department beforehand. The first one was like shit I had piled up for like 3 months prior to getting all these trees cut down. The second one was all the fucking limbs from all 8 trees I had cut down.
Limbs?
All the fucking limbs from the trees. I cut all the limbs off of all the trees and burned them all at the same fucking time.
Jeez.
So it was like 40 feet in the fucking air. And I did it in the middle of the fucking day. So
Give a shit.
at least
Light
I
it
could
with your
see if I
cigarettes?
lit the entire forest on fire. I couldn't get within 20 feet of this thing.
Because it was so hot.
Like I was honestly worried. I was like, this is bad. I stood out there, like I was standing on my deck, like there's nothing I can do. If anything happens, I'm fucked.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to be able to throw a bucket of water on this. So I'm almost done with that. I've got the rest of one oak tree. I have to pull, like I have a track. I'm borrowing my stepdad's tractor to pull all the trees out of the wood. But everything that was touching grass is picked up and gone.
Okay.
And then I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with all this wood. I have like 5 cords of wood. What I have cut up is 3 cords worth of wood, and there's still like 3 trees worth of shit that's in the woods.
Oh my God.
So been doing nature gym shit all the time.
Yep.
I've been working on a new project to do with PC gaming, but it's still a little bit too early to reveal any of the details for that.
Can we get a hint? Just a hint. Just a little fucking taste. Just a little.
Just a tip.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. The gaming community that Knackers used to be a part of and was a staff member on, and I was a staff member on until recently, CSN Gaming has been shut down after 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been 8 years.
Yep.
In October. And it was something that was coming, and I think everybody kind of understood that it needed to happen, but a lot of people, pretty much everybody I've ever met has been in one way or another, as far as online, in one way or another came from that community or branches of. Like I never would have met Jimmy if it wasn't for meeting Knackers or Robot or whoever.
Yeah.
So it was like every single person besides my own brother that I play games with on a regular basis, I met through that community. So there are some stirrings.
Ruminations.
There are some accounts and domains and stuff happening.
Well, say no
with
more.
that.
That's cool.
But-
That's exciting.
Hopefully, here in the next couple weeks, it'll be something more more substantial. Because right now, it's purely just holding pattern. There's a lot of shit people don't understand that goes into starting something from scratch that nobody has any fucking clue about. Like
Mhm.
the fact that you have to have a business ID and a federal EIN for the IRS, and you have to fucking have a business license in order to collect money and pay taxes, do all the shit you legally have to do. And for all those people out there that say, "Oh, you just do nonprofit," that's 10 times worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way
Because
more
then you
paperwork.
have to fucking literally keep every receipt and every fucking payment and donation itemized throughout the year, and then prove that to a fucking like lawyer every year. So fuck that. So it's a lot of work going into it, and we're weighing our options right now. But it's exciting for me. It's something that has, I don't want to say restored my faith, because obviously I do this show all the time, but it's brought me back into the fold when it comes to actually wanting to jump on my computer and work,
Cool.
as opposed to just getting on and fucking off, and, an hour here or there, and then doing this show. So I've been playing the fuck out of games too because of this whole swing, and been playing a shitload of Killing Floor 2. I've been playing with Cola, and a couple other folks have joined in too, and it's a fucking blast. I hadn't played that game in so long that most of these fucking levels I never even knew about.
There's so many new maps in that game.
Yeah, there's like 30.
Yep.
And they've expanded to where, depending on the server you join, you can have up to 24 players in a fucking match. And I don't know if you remember, but the number of players in the match determines the number of enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th wave with just 4 people in is like 150 enemies around.
Yep.
Could you fucking imagine the clusterfuck that would be? 24 fucking people.
And then the boss at the end
Yeah.
of that.
Would be fucking insane. But
Disgusting.
it's been great because I was playing with Cola, I was playing with Dustles, a few people that some of you in chat may know, and they're both way higher ranked than I am. Like, I had to restart my shit, restarted on an update one time to where I got set back at 0. And I was like level 8 or something like that, nothing huge, but like I think Cola's got like 4 different classifications, like 4 different player classifications that are 20 plus. So he has like all this crazy shit, like his fucking demolition guy has like nukes, all kinds of stuff. So I've been playing that, and then I've been still playing Fortnite. Definitely not as much. The lag issues are kind of starting to weigh on me.
Yeah.
Like, getting warped around fucking H1 PUBG style is starting to really, really piss me off. And it was something that Ninja fucking tweeted about today too.
I saw that. Yeah.
I've never seen that happen in game before. That was a new thing.
Well, I mean, what happened specifically to him is one thing, but I've definitely, depending on the spawn, like if you spawn at Tilted or you spawn at either one of the farms, Fatal Fields or Anarchy, it's like sometimes I'll move 20 feet on the ground. Like, bam, fucking 20 feet.
Did Van send you a GIF from our game last night at all?
No.
Okay, I want to send you it.
I've been playing with Vans, and the other night he had just gotten off of work, so he was probably tired anyways, but it was like I had played 4 or 5 matches while he was on his way, and then he got on and we played like 4 or 5, and I just rage quit. I was like, fuck this game. I can't even do it.
I haven't played Fortnite in, it's probably been like almost 2 months.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't very good to begin with. I just can't. And it's a critical part of your success in the game. You have to be able to build, and I am terrible at it. And it probably doesn't help that I'm playing the console version, which makes it even harder to build. But
oh my god,
I couldn't fucking imagine. I'd have to like get a Bluetooth fucking
Yeah, it's
keyboard
just
or something.
I can't. And I mean, there's people that do it and do it well. I can't. I enjoy watching sometimes. I can't do it, man. I'm not very good at it. I'm
It's
not
one of
very good at
those-
shooters
It's
anyway.
one of those
so-
things where you just have to force yourself to build
Yeah.
even in the most ridiculous. That's why we're fucking talking about this later. I'm gonna reserve myself
Okay.
for Fortnite because
That GIF in chat is what happened to Vans.
I did see that, and that's
Okay.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And that happens to me all the fucking time too.
Yeah. It is getting a little bad.
So I think it seemed like that last map update is what fucked it. Like it's been that long that I've noticed occasionally. It's not all the time because typically on PC they don't, unless you force a party with different like console and PC in your own party, all the servers you join are all PC players.
Yeah.
Right.
It says it right in the top right corner of like a little watermark in the top right. So I don't know. It's whatever the fuck it is, they need to figure it the fuck out because it's the most popular game on the fucking internet right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
No.
it's got a lot of competition. So I mean, I love the game. I enjoy it. It's something I can jump on. I don't particularly like playing it solo.
Yeah, me either.
But I am way more, anybody who's ever played that game with me know that I am not the assault player. I'm the support player. I will fucking grind and build and fucking throw grenades from afar. Like I'm that guy. And I will probably be the first one to fucking die or get knocked down.
Word.
But that's it. That's what I've been up to the last month. Just
All right.
same old shit, different day.
All right. Jimbo, what about you, man?
This was my first week back to work. I had spring break the week before this, so it was nice to have a little bit of time off, although I still had to work some because of my coaching responsibilities for soccer. But either way, I mean, it was good. It was nice to have a little bit of a break. This is like the time of year where everyone's like, all right, you're just kind of locked in. You're trying to like make it through the last like 9 more weeks of school. Kids are ready to finish. The teachers are ready to finish. So it's a little bit of a trying time because I have a lot of other stuff going on this time of year too. Because the end of next month I start spring football practices, so that'll be after school, and then it's the AP exams coming up for some of my students and final test. It is a lot of stuff, but it'll be over soon, and I'm looking forward to like kind of like just making it through these last couple months. What else? Let's see. My son just turned 7 this last week.
Yeah.
And so that was exciting. I felt bad. His birthday was Friday, and I had to work, obviously, and I had a soccer game that night. So it's like I couldn't spend much time with him, but there was an awards assembly that day. He got like the all A honor roll, and then he got the principal's award that they give to like one student in each class. So him and my wife and I, we surprised him at his school and showed up and made a big deal for him. We had to also explain to him, dude, we weren't there necessarily because it was your birthday, but also because you got the nice award. But he was excited about all his presents, and he was it was fun. It was nice. We went and watched. He wanted to go see, since I couldn't hang out with him much on his actual birthday yesterday. I said, whatever you want to do, man, whatever you want to do, let's go do it. He's like, I want to go see Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's go, man. So we went to the movie theater. And for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Not that it really matters because it's basically a fucking Michael Bay style movie. But yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's stupid fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I think I probably enjoyed it more because the theater I go to has, they serve beer and food and stuff, so you can just kind of relax. And that was fun. We had a good time. And what else? And then also yesterday I picked up some of those Philips Hue bulbs, which I've been playing around with, which has been kind of cool.
My fucking favorite part of my office is the Philips Hue and just being able to change the lighting at any given time.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, man. It's really, really, really cool. So that's been fun. I've also, speaking of other equipment upgrades, I recently installed, thanks to your help and Sonder, I got the DBX 286 for my microphone. I know eventually I'm planning on getting a different mic, but for now, I'm happy with it. And it definitely, after figuring out how to get it to work right with the mixer, I think it sounds better. You know?
Oh, it sounds great.
So, and then I'm saving up. I'm this close, man, and I probably will have enough money by May. I'm saving up money for a PC upgrade. I built this computer 3 years ago, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still doing all right, but I'm ready. You know, I'm ready to get a new PC. I'm ready to upgrade, and I was thinking, perfect time. The new Ryzen chips are about to come out. I think I'm probably gonna invest in and do a Ryzen build, and probably get one of their, maybe not like their top of the line chip, but I'm probably gonna get close. Shoot, now with the sale, shoot, even the freaking Threadrippers like are relatively affordable now. You know,
Aren't
what
they
I
in the
mean?
$400 range? Like
I
the
think they're five
baseline?
something. I
Okay.
want to say, but even still, for what you're
Right.
getting, I mean, that's pretty
A
impressive.
billion cores,
Yeah.
280,000 threads.
I think the only problem with those Threadrippers, though, I've heard is you got to get like the special motherboards, which those are pretty pricey too.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, yes.
So
Massive chips.
yeah,
That
but
fucking thing's like as big as my face.
It's
Yeah.
a graham cracker.
yeah, it's a big fucking chip. But I'm gonna see. I want to wait and see what the pricing points are and the equipment when it comes out with the new Ryzen chips at the end of April, and I'll make a decision then about what I want to purchase. But it's more than likely, I'm thinking it's probably 95%. It's probably going to be a Ryzen.
Awesome.
Well, and Jay's 2 cents just put a great video out the other day about the comparison or whether or not buying pre-built computers were worth it.
Mhm.
And what he did was he went and priced and bought a BLD computer from NZXT.
Right.
Basically, they work as like a computer services company when it comes to this BLD shit. So they get everything at fucking market at dealer cost.
Yeah.
So he said that, I mean, he built something outrageous. It was like I think they go as high as the 1700, but not the 17 or 1800X
Right.
on the Ryzen. And then, but it's the only way to fucking get GPUs at
Yeah. That's the
normal
only way you
fucking
can get
prices.
GPUs at cost now is, but see, I'm fortunate. I got a 1070 last year around this time. And that's still fine for me. I don't need to upgrade. I've still got my old GPU that's I'm going to do with this computer. I'm not going to go to a 2 PC setup. I'm just going to try and build a strong rig. I'm going to take this computer, put my old GPU in it, put it downstairs, connect it to my TV in the living room. So I have like a TV.
There you go. Yep.
And then I'll just have that and I'll just switch and put my old video card in it because it's just sitting in my closet. What else? And then other than that, yeah, just looking forward to summer. Going to Michigan later this summer. So super excited to come back for my 3rd year in a row. So
I'm pumped, dude. It's gonna be a great time.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. And I'm super excited about that. Gaming wise, still XCOM 2, still trying to beat it. I'm this close, I think. I'm nearing the end game and I'm still alive. So I'm gonna try and beat that. What else? Into the Breach, which is it just released last month. I was gifted it actually by one of my mods and viewers on my channel, and I was gonna buy it. He was just super kind and gifted it to me. I used to play FTL. I still play it from time to time, but like it's a roguelike game. But this one's turn-based. It's not like real-time pause, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really deep and it's really cheap. It's only like $15. So if any of those things I just said sounds good, then check it out because it's a fun game.
Okay.
Darkest Dungeon, another roguelike kind of dungeon crawler, which is very difficult. There's a kind of a steep learning curve, but it is a lot of fun. I've been having fun with that. Still trying to finish Alien Isolation. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I can only play it about 2 to 3 hours at a time before my heart doesn't want to function anymore. So
yeah, dude, that game is creepy.
Yeah. And then I just picked up the remaster. Well, yeah. I guess I can't even say remaster. It's a remake of Shadow of the Colossus, the old PS2 game that they remade on PS4 because there was a remaster that came out on PS3. And I played it yesterday. I think I made it like halfway through the game yesterday in like one sitting.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like I took down like 8 of them, 8 colossi, and but it's the control screen is frustrating. The camera is a pain in the ass, but the game is gorgeous and really cool. Like it's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna beat that probably within the next week or so. And the only other stuff gaming wise, I got a couple games on my radar that are coming out. Is Far Cry 5, which comes out soon, like a week or two, maybe
very soon.
And then the new God of War, which looks really good. So I'm excited to check that out too. But yeah, just been, my usual mostly single player stuff. But I was gonna bring up Sea of Thieves, but I'll wait because you got that later in the show. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you went live yesterday. It was like one of the rare times where, at least during March Madness, I'm home, not doing anything, and have a stream to watch. And then you booted up and you started going, and then I've realized you were playing Shadow of the Colossus. I'm like, motherfucker!
You hadn't played it yet?
I still kept the stream up. I just had it muted. Yeah. But I was like half paying attention because I've played the game a long ass time ago, and I have a plan to play the game, the remastered version. Yeah. But it looked very gorgeous.
No, it's beautiful. And what was even almost as impressive as how it looked is the sound design. Like when you get in water, if you're under and the camera is showing underwater, that muted sound you get if your ears are underwater, it has that sound. And then when you get out of the water too, like even like the squishy sounds your feet would make if you had your shoes were all wet, it makes that sound. It's just whoever did the sound design for that game, fuck, give them all the money. It had to have been Sonder because they were good. They were good.
Dope. So that's it for you then?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. For myself, non-gaming wise, this category is pretty much non-existent during March Madness because if I'm not working and I'm not sleeping, I'm either cooking at the gym or I'm live. It's one of those three. So the only, Winnie and I have gone out on like a couple dates here and there. We went out to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in downtown Detroit a couple weeks ago. And that's pretty much been about it, non-gaming wise. Nothing else like sticks out in my mind. There's probably a couple little things, a couple little events here and there, but I don't know what they were. As far as gaming, I've been blasting through games thanks to March Madness. Being able to stream 7 times a week really makes it easy to start blasting through like some single player campaigns. So I've beaten Grand Theft Auto 5. I beat Outlast. I beat Layers of Fear. I beat Until Dawn. And then I've also been playing Astroneer and a lot of Rocket League.
I didn't get to see the end of your Until Dawn. How many people actually survived? Because they were dying at a pretty rapid clip for a while there from what I saw.
2 survived.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't want to spoil anything. But at the very end, one of the last sequences when you're in the house and you're just about to get out.
Yeah.
The way that it made you make a decision made it seem like either one goes or the other goes.
Right.
And it turns out my decision was everyone goes. Like, you don't save nobody. And so that was the wrong move. I tried to keep everybody alive as long as I could. I genuinely tried, but I just couldn't do it. I played on a harder difficulty, so all of like the decision making, trying to hit buttons on a controller that I'm not used to was difficult. So yeah, only 2 people survived. The one person I hated the entire game and wanted to kill the entire game ended up living until that very last sequence. And I fucking killed her.
God
that was funny. But yeah, so playing Astroneer has been pumping out updates left and right. Still an amazing game. If you have not picked up Astroneer yet, I highly suggest that you do. Me and Weenie have gotten to the point where we pretty much reach the end game within 15 to 20 hours. Just because we know everything there is to know. We know where to go. We know everything that needs to be done. They just released another huge update regarding storage in the past week. They've added some large storage, which looks fucking amazing. Like, even though I know I don't want to go and play the game again for a little while, I still have the itch to fucking go back in and play it. And anytime I stream that game, devs stop in, say hello, like get feedback, and that's a huge selling point on a game for me. Is so like to see the devs in stream collecting feedback from players. That's a big thing. So I've been playing that. I launched Grav last night just to.
I'm so jealous I wasn't playing with you. But then I found out.
You can't.
Okay.
Yeah. I logged on. I was hoping that they still had one official server up and going, but there is just no servers whatsoever. So I launched single player mode. The game is gorgeous. It's running at 120 frames per second. I immediately just started farming resources and killing shit. It's just like, I'm never going to let that game go. There's never going to be a day where I don't look at that game and just get sad. It's just never going to happen. I miss it so much. It gives me nostalgic Astroneer vibes. Like Astroneer or Grav was the first sandbox survival game that I ever just dipped my balls into.
When did this game come out?
2016 probably.
Okay, so it's not super old.
No, not at all.
It was 2015 at least.
Okay.
Even still, that's not that old. I
No.
thought the way you talked about it made me think it was older than that.
The
It just
company
died
fucked
fast.
itself. The company just fucked itself so hard.
Came out early access. Let's see. Steam charts, Grav. Came out. I've talked about this on the podcast so many times. Chat, I'm sorry. All right. I love the game. Okay, so it launched January 2015. Never had any more than 2,000 viewers until the following year. Wait, January? Yeah, the following year pretty much. But it was never an amazing game, but it was special to me. For whatever reason. And yeah, I just launched it yesterday just to see where it was. And I want to have some stupid grindy games to fall back on stream, because it's a game like that where I could just fuck around and have fun while still interacting with chat a lot, because it's not multiplayer. There's not a lot of PvP combat going on. I can take a break and talk to chat for a little bit. The game looks awesome. It's interesting. So I might give it a shot on stream, the single player, sometime in the near future. I even sort of fancied the idea of looking into setting up a private server, just like on a dedicated box.
I'll put it to you this way. The company that made the game, Bitmonster, their Steam profile is set to private.
Is it really? Yeah. They've got so many...
some hate mails.
That was the biggest collapse of any game I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were taking prepayments for server hosting. I think I had paid like 6 months in advance.
Because it was a huge discount.
Yeah.
Right. And then one day they just said, oh, by the way, we're shutting down. No refunds. See you later. And they just peaced out.
Oh.
Yeah, like didn't transfer it to a company to host a server. I think it was Blue Fang at the time or Fandom, one of those server companies that did all their shit. But it was all servers that they owned.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
It does look like you can still download the server files, but you'd have to have a VDS or a server you can host it on, or do it locally, which people with internet like mine, it's not going to.
Right, yeah.
But you can't. I can't find, just Googling around, I can't find a single fucking pre-built host like an NFO or that will host that game.
I wonder if you were just to send that shit to NFO and said, hey, can you make this work? If they would be able to do it. I think they would, because NFO is fucking awesome.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it'd be fun to fuck around with for a couple weeks, just as a private thing.
Yeah, it's like everything I look up, these are all articles and posts that were posted in 2015. So that's how long this shit's been dead.
Yeah, and then like the game was dying. They had a huge patch update, which was called Grav Reborn. I don't know when that came out. I believe it was around a year later. And then it just immediately died again. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what happens. It just looks like a fun game just to fuck around with and grind a little bit. The only thing I purchased was The Division. It was on sale for, I think, like 50% off on a Steam sale recently. And Weenie and I have been looking for a good party night game. Again, just like a PvE grind game that we could just drink and have some fun with. And I haven't played Division since the beta.
I've heard they've made a lot of good updates to that game. I don't play it, but I've heard other people who play it say that it's actually come a long way since it came out.
Anytime I bring up The Division to anybody, they're like, "Oh yeah, I played it recently. It was pretty good." It just doesn't have. It never regained its mainstream exposure after they made all of their changes. It was like
Oh, it's
lost
the
and
fucking
forgotten.
hackers, man.
Well, it's an example too of a game that probably needed another few months of development to be a little. Because I think one of the biggest complaints I remember people talking about when it first came out was there wasn't a lot of content early on compared to what there was much later. You know,
Destiny Plague.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty much it for me. And onwards we go into the gaming news and discussion part of the podcast. During the week, if you guys would like to submit any gaming or streaming related news to the podcast, there is a channel in the Knackers Discord called #news. So if you have anything that you'd like to share and for us to consider talking about on the show, you can post it in that channel. I want to give a huge shout out to the following people who have posted news articles over the past month: Jay Brucifer, Zonger, Sonder, Matt Weenie, Mr. 42, Mr. Vansman, Clipsod, Dustles, Remax, Amber's Arcade, Wiccan, Salty Sam, and G4 Greg. Thank you guys so much for keeping that channel alive and sending news our way.
Informative as fuck.
Yeah. Also, I realized that I've forgotten to change the scenes for the first half of this entire podcast. But now, as we move on,
we kind of were getting warmed up. That was all kind of warm up time.
Yeah, you know? maybe I should just simplify that.
Now we're in the meat.
Yeah, we're in the meat and potatoes. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of the meat and potatoes, just a couple quick articles you guys should know about. First and foremost, we might see a 4K 144 hertz monitor with G-Sync sometime in April. Star Wars Battlefront 2 patch unlocks all content.
Woo!
HT Vive Pro headset only for $799. Generation 1 Vive drops to $499. Pre-orders are now open. And Skyrim is coming to VR next month. You guys have anything you want to discuss about those 4 quick points?
I saw Salty shake his head when I went woo woo on Star Wars.
I wasn't dissing your woo woo.
Oh,
dissing the fact that it took this fucking long.
Right.
The game's dead as fuck online.
Oh yeah.
Way to go, EA. Fucks.
They could have done so many. It's an enjoyable game. I would say I actually had someone in my community was asking me, do you think it's worth buying? I said, if you can get it for between 25 and 30 bucks, sure. But I wouldn't pay full price for that game. So, you know, I only did because I'm a Star Wars whore and I had to have my little grubby hands on it right as it released, because it's one of those things. Like, they got me. It's in my blood. I have a disease. And
bro,
there's no cure.
If Bitmonster released Grav 2 tomorrow, I would pre-order that shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully it injects a little bit of life. I think that right now, though, I hope is they learn something, because if you can take something like Star Wars and the fact that a lot of people just spoke with their wallets, and good on them, good on all those people. I would normally, if it wasn't fucking Star Wars, but a lot of people stuck by their guns. They took a huge hit when it came to the profit margins, and hopefully that will change things in the future, So we'll see.
Like not have an Origin and or EA based fucking Star Wars franchise.
That'd be nice too if they just got fucking somebody else to publish games and they didn't have the exclusive fucking license.
I just don't know who the fuck you could do it with.
What do you mean who?
Unless it was like the developers behind BioShock. Like,
right.
If Bethesda
Star Wars
fucking
used to have 1 million publishers, there was no exclusivity license. Like it used to be back when LucasArts was still alive.
That's because it wasn't owned by fucking Disney.
Well, yes, I know,
but now we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's owned by one of the biggest corporations on the face of the fucking earth. We're fucked.
There's hopefully, perhaps, we'll see. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that some good stuff will happen. We'll see.
Speaking of Star Wars, I just saw The Last Jedi for the first time the other day.
Oh yeah? Did you like it? Oh, boo. Come on.
It was a good movie, but it definitely wasn't like the walk back into the theater experience I had with Rogue One or
No, I can understand that. I mean,
it seemed like it was an in-between movie. Like a lot of shit happened, but nothing really
A filler Walking Dead episode, which is
Yeah.
like 10 episodes of the season.
Yeah. It's just, they're making waters intense and shit. Whatever.
I'll be 100% honest. I walked out loving it. And then I heard other people talking about how they didn't like it. And then suddenly I realized I didn't like it.
And that might be the problem too. Like I wasn't one of the people that was in the theaters day one and saw it. I just saw it for the first time because I found it.
Yeah, my first impression was that was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then people kept bringing up reasons why they didn't like it. And I feel like my subconscious was peer pressured into not liking it.
It's not even that I didn't
feel like a little bitch.
I thought it was a good movie. It just the first movie back, new franchise, introducing all these new characters and all that shit. Like, I legitimately walked like the entire time I'm in the theater, fucking grinning ear to ear.
Yeah.
Fucking from the first note of the fucking music on the intro to the last fucking note on the fucking credits. I was just like, fucking yes. I need to buy a ticket for the next showing and just wait for these fuckers to clean this place up and come back. Like,
yeah.
But this one, I was just like, see what the next one.
I loved it. I liked it more than the last one. I totally understand.
I liked it more than Rogue One.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of people that have valid complaints about it. Those things didn't bother me. And I've already watched it. I watched it in the movie theater 3 times. And I bought it last week when it came out digital. And I've already watched all of the behind the scenes, deleted scenes. And I watched the director's commentary, and then watched it also again without it. So technically, I've seen it 5 times. Yes.
Okay, so the only part I'll ask you about is how do you feel about the amount that Luke Skywalker was in the film and his role in the film?
I was excited because you got, like, when I was a kid, Luke Skywalker was like my fucking hero. Like,
right.
That was like, I dressed up like Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Like, I had my fake lightsaber. Like, he was my hero. Like I choreographed like the lightsaber battles in my bedroom from like the original Star Wars movies. Because I mean, he's Luke. I understand where he went with it. I think, and again, I know there's some people that haven't seen it, so I'm trying not to like say this without giving away any
if you haven't seen
spoilers.
Star Wars, fast forward 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Okay, we safe now?
We're safe.
Okay. So I get that a lot of people were upset because it's like, Luke is this kind of, he's disconnected from the Force, and he's, he ran away. But I get why it was. I mean, if you look at in his point of view, and like the Jedi kind of screwed things up, and he had this big mistake where he almost ends up killing. He doesn't, but he has the thought go through his head about killing the guy he was training, and it messed him up because he'd been hoisted on this pedestal for so long, this hero, this legend, the guy who took down Vader and the Emperor and all this, and he couldn't live up to that, and it just crushed him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I bought it. I thought it was fine. Did it hurt me because that was like my childhood hero? Yeah, but I think it made sense in the context of the movie. And then ultimately, I liked the story arcs of how he finished the movie and everything else. So was it sad? Yes. Did a little tear come down my face at the end of the movie at the last moment there with yeah, of course. Especially the second time I saw it in theater, like when it could all process.
Right.
It's like, what are these things coming from my eyes?
Well, and that movie closed out like a lot for a lot of people, especially people like me that I was never really a huge fan of 1, 2, and 3 at all. I was born into Star Wars fandom with the original trilogy, and like this whole new series of movies has been way better than 1, 2, or 3. I didn't like any of those movies at all. Thought it was really cheap CGI and shitty storylines. And terrible actors. So
the one argument I don't really understand, the one I don't side with is that there's too many cheesy joke things. I love those fucking cliche shitty joke moments.
And let's be real here. There's been plenty of corny and cheesy dialogue in all the other Star Wars movies.
Right.
So I just thought that was just like, I don't fucking know what people think. It's fucking Star Wars, man.
Started in the fucking 80s.
Chill
like
the
the
fuck
cheesiest
out.
fucking decade ever.
At the
Chill the fuck
beginning
out.
of the movie, when Rey is first approaching Luke, again, this isn't a spoiler, just a scene, and he fucking chucks the lightsaber behind him. I laughed out loud. I was the only person that laughed in that
I
theater.
laughed.
I thought that was so fucking funny.
Dude, when I saw it, it just depends on the group you're in the theater with. Like when I watched it on opening night, like when it came out, and it was like me. And like I had a ton of tickets. Like we had 17 tickets. So it was like me, my family, a bunch of our friends. That's what's been the thing. Christmas, the last 3 years, there's been a Star Wars movie. So we've just made it an event. We just buy a shit ton of tickets. We take our friends and family and we go watch Star Wars together, and have like a block of seats in the movie theater to watch it together, right? Anyway, we all those parts that were like that, I mean, it was, a huge amount of laughter in the theater, like all the porg scenes, all that stuff. It was great.
Sucking on the green milk titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just
all
like,
of that.
Well, yeah. But I mean, to each their own, right? Some people I think a lot of people probably saw Rogue One, the serious, dark demeanor of that movie, and we're like, oh, Last Jedi is going to be just like that. Nah, dog. Nah.
Or like even in the beginning of the movie, it kind of starts with a joke. You know what I mean? Like with the whole scene with with Hux and Poe, and that little sequence there, where he's like, "Can you hear me?" That part. And
yeah.
If you listen to the director's commentary, it actually kind of explains a lot of some of the choices they made in that, which is actually pretty good to listen to. You should check it out if you're into that sort of thing. But I enjoyed it because I'm a Star Wars whore, as we've already established multiple times.
It's okay. I love you for it. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the first news discussion. Well, not really news, but I just kind of wanted to get a feeler from both you guys and chat. So what I'm going to do, chat, I'm going to ask you guys a question first. And then while we're discussing, you guys can answer. I want you guys to tell me what you think about Sea of Thieves currently, if you've played it, and if you think it is worth the $60. So if you want to participate, all you need to do is type !answer in chat. And then afterwards, just put what your thoughts are. And then after we're done discussing this, we'll go off and we'll read through the answers and see what you guys have to think. So, Sea of Thieves, both of you guys, have you played it? What do you think? Viewing experience? Do you think it's worth $60? Etc.
Go ahead.
I think I'll never be able to play it because I have Windows 10. So I don't have the Windows Store, and I'll never fucking buy the game. And even if I could, I'm not paying $60 for a game from Rare that should be 20. Like I've watched a shitload of streams. I love the game. I think it looks beautiful. I think it plays well. The fights seem to be really good. And I'm like a fucking Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag addict. Like I think the first time I played through that game, I spent like 110 hours. Just
Did
like
Rare make
sailing.
that game?
No, that was
that was Ubisoft.
Okay,
but I'm just saying, like, I'm a fucking pirate ship game kind of fucking guy. Yeah, I like those type of games, and it's almost like if that game fucked Fortnite and there's Sea of Thieves. So, it's a great game to watch play. But even if I had the ability to buy it, which I don't think I'd spend the money.
Man, if you upgrade a computer, you're gonna have to go Windows 10, right?
Yeah, because they're dropping Windows 7 and a Windows 8 in like 2 years.
Yeah,
I'm fucked.
Well, not even 2. Like, if you buy a current generation Intel processor, you have to have Windows 10. Yeah,
I don't have to worry about that because I'm not doing that shit anytime soon.
No plan to upgrade.
The only thing I really want to upgrade is my fucking video card, which I don't have a shitty one. I've got a 970. I had 2. I melted one, and then I don't want to build another PC because I want to buy a GPU and I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a fucking GPU.
I personally think I never had one, but just from how many people have that card, that the 970 is one of the best budget GPUs, like medium budget, like medium end cards that has ever been made. The amount of people that still have 970s and are playing games in 4K at a moderate frame rate is fucking insane. It is crazy.
I had SLI 970s for a long time, and they would just shit and get. But I played around with NVIDIA Inspector a little bit too much and fucked up the drivers, unbalanced the card, and melted the fucking VRAM. So, and obviously, fucking MSI doesn't give two fucks about replacing that.
Fuck no.
And you can't buy them for anywhere even remotely close to when launched. I mean, I think I paid like $350 a piece for these things, and 970s right now are like $1,000. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, the next gen will come out and then the 1080s will be cheap. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
They won't. Thanks,
my video card was 620. I have an Asus Strix 1080, and right now I think it's like an $1,100 card.
Yeah,
if you want to buy it.
Like, honestly, that's the main reason. I don't watch every single video that Jay's 2 Cents puts up. I kind of pick and choose depending on what I'm interested in watching. But when he did that video about NZXT, I really just wanted to see what the options were, because he went over everything from building the computer on their website to how they ship it and all the shit. And I didn't realize that you could pretty much get whatever the fuck you wanted, like different manufacturers and shit. Obviously, it's an NZXT case and you don't have a choice in that. But
right.
Basically, you start off on their little build wizard thing by picking the games you enjoy playing and picking the frame rate in which you want to play them. And then they suggest what you should get, and then you can up or downgrade depending. But it's like he built a 1700X system with I think he had a 1080. I don't remember which 1080. I think it was an EVGA 1080 in there, and it was like $2,000. So it was 32 gigs of RAM, Ryzen
it was
1700.
A beast. Okay.
And a 1080 for $2,000 built, sent to your fucking house. They only charge $150 between shipping and building it.
That's not bad at all.
$50 flat rate shipping to anybody in the US.
Wait. What company is this?
This is NZXT.
Really?
Yep.
So I've really been looking into that option.
I may do that shit, dude, because that was, yeah.
Not only, like, don't get me wrong, I love building PCs. I've built a shitload of them, and it's something I've really enjoyed over the years. But for $150 shipped to my house, and I don't have to pay $1,000 for the fucking graphics card, I pay basically just over MSRP.
Yeah.
And I get a fucking warranty.
Yeah.
Shit, if it fucking breaks, you send it the fuck back and they replace it. So
yeah.
And I don't know what their warranty, obviously I haven't researched it more than just watching that video the other day, but I mean, NZXT, I've had nothing but fucking amazing experiences with them, even if Cam is still the shittiest fucking core monitor program on the planet. And I have a shitload of their products in my case right now. But it's like, when you build the computers on their wizard, it even tells you, like, hey, you don't have enough USB ports for all the accessories you put in here, because obviously they're going to push you on Kraken liquid coolers. They're going to push you on Q Plus and all the other shit in the cases. Mm-hmm. And so they'll even warn you and say, hey, we'll have to throw an extension in this case. I mean, and he broke it down, and motherfucker it was all cable managed well. It was perfect. And I say he paid $2,000 for that Ryzen build. He had 2 1 terabyte SSDs in that build.
God damn.
Wow.
So you drop those 2 terabytes of SSDs, maybe you fucking get a 500 gig SSD and a 4 terabyte fucking WD Black or something like that. And you drop fucking a couple $100 off of that. So
And on these new Intel chips and Ryzen chips, there are air coolers that are still doing as good of a job cooling those chips as water coolers. So you wanted to cut the cooler price in half, go with a gigantic fucking radiator air cooler, and you're saving yourself $500-$600 off that build.
Well, and for those that don't know, if you buy NZXT products direct from NZXT, they're always cheaper.
Yep.
It's not like most companies where you buy from them and they fuck you in the ass. Like if you buy a Kraken X62 on Amazon, it's going to cost like $10 more.
Mm-hmm.
Like that USB expansion that I put in my computer when I put the Hue Plus and everything else in there before I went up to Michigan that time, that was like $20, and it was $30 on fucking Amazon.
And they usually do free shipping too.
Yep. So I don't know. I've really been looking into it. More than ever. For the last 5 years of my life, I've preached building your own PC because performance per dollar is always better. And now with GPUs, you're fucked. Like half of your cost is CPU and motherboard. The other half of your cost is going to be GPU and memory.
Yep. Hands down.
Like, I mean, especially nowadays, everything DDR4, everything like 2600 minimum fucking clock speeds on memory. I mean, what's RAM now? 16 gigs of RAM's like $400 fucking dollars.
No,
for the high speed.
No, you can. I saw like, DDR4 RAM. It's over like 200. It's like for 2 8 gig sticks of DDR4 RAM is going to cost you at least about $250 at least.
Yeah, for like 200 the 2003, like 2300 megahertz speed.
Yeah. But I mean, that's pricey. I mean.
Yeah, that's expensive.
It was half that when I built this computer 3 years ago. Now it's DDR3, but even still, I mean, it shouldn't double the cost. You know what I mean?
It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only had my streaming PC for less than a year. The same RAM was $100 more the year later. Insane.
Right. Yep.
As far as the chat goes, we had one person say, or I think it was Digital Jack said, "Oh my God, not lame, just for fun." So I watched a good bit of Sea of Thieves gameplay. I didn't watch a lot because I knew that I wanted to play it, but I watched it released. I waited to hear what everybody said, and the general consensus of all the, all the people streaming it was, game is not much different than what we were playing in the beta. There's not a lot of stuff to do. It's not like most people are saying that it's not fun solo, but of course you have some people who prefer to play solo or just genuinely like playing solo. And they're like, yeah, no, solo's fine.
Well, it's fucking practically impossible when you're shoved in servers with 4-player teams.
Right, because
you're a one-man ship. You're gonna drive, fire, change sails, drop anchor, pull anchor. You're fucked.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people were turned off of the fact that there's no PvE, that they weren't planning on doing any PvE aspect, which actually kind of surprised me.
I mean, what's the E? What are you going to fucking just go from island to island, just getting treasure?
Or just enemy pirate ships. I mean, with just
true,
AI.
like bots or something.
Yeah, just something. I mean.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, that's what fucking Black Flag was.
Right. Yeah. But like in Astroneer, at least having plants that fart toxic gas at you was enough to keep it interesting.
Storms.
Imagine a giant fucking ghost ship just coming up out of the ground and just attacking you. Even against, like, if the bots are hard enough, if the AI is hard enough to kill, it can still be fun. If the AI poses no threat and they're just an annoyance, like, then it's not going to be fun. But I don't know. I'm looking at it now. I'm definitely not spending $60 on it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to wait for the first content patch or DLC to buy it on sale. I know that I want to play it. The game looks gorgeous. It looks fun. Looks like it would be a good party game. But it's not something I'm going to play full time. It's not a game that I want to play all of the time and consistently. But I know it's a game that I don't want to miss the experience of.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say about it was similar to you, like I ended up pre-ordering it only because I watched so much of it when it was in beta. Shut up. I watched so much when it was in beta that I was like, this is awesome. And I was watching some streams of people and they were really enjoying it, not realizing to myself, you know what? In order for this to be fun, you've got to link up with other people that you can play this game with for the most part. That's my biggest problem. That's one of the reasons I don't play multiplayer games to begin with. Even though I want to, it's hard for me to find the time and the schedule to link up with other people to play.
Yep.
And that's been my biggest issue. It's like I want to play the game, and it's like, well, nope, they can't play. Nope, oh shit, I don't want to play with a bunch of randos. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
And if you're streaming, you got a lot more to consider when you're picking people to play with.
Yeah, I can't just pull anybody in there to play. So I'm excited to play it. I hope that a few more people that I can stream the game with will get it so that I could perhaps play it. But for right now, I've just been just watching mostly streams of it, here and there, have it on. But it does look like a lot of fun, and it just, I don't know. I think, like you said, I don't know if it's a game I'm going to play forever, but I do think it's a game that I'll get to play some this year. I just and hopefully by the time I get around to playing it, maybe they'll have added a little bit more content too.
I was talking to Weenie before the show, and I was saying if they're smart, they'll take a chapter from Fortnite's book and add a bunch of different PvE PvP game modes, like, open water, 5 versus 5 ships with 5 people on each ship. And it's 20, like 10v10, 20v20, just ship battles. Just do some ship battles or capture the treasure, like put one treasure on each other's island and you have to sail to the opposite island, grab their treasure and come back. Just, you gotta do something. If you're gonna entertain a PvP audience, there's got to be a competitive nature. There has to be risk and reward, and there has to be replayability. And I think it's a really difficult thing for game developers to create a game with those aspects if you're not Battle Royale. Like, how do you create replayability in 2018 with PvP video games?
And that's just all video games, really. I mean, you've seen over the last 2 or 3 years even the rapid decline in longevity in games, period. There's very few games that ever hold any kind of fucking longevity in today's market. I mean, you have obviously Counter-Strike has held, League of Legends has held, games like Hearthstone and Rocket League even.
You know what's common with all of those games? Competitive scene.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that might be the case, but until the last couple of years, most of those games, there wasn't any money in it. It was just like there was no production value in it. It was just fucking other than League of Legends, which was just fucking insane. That was the only one really that was making money.
That's not because the esports organization had existed for a decade and they didn't make the cut. It's just because esports just wasn't where it needed to be.
It wasn't around.
It just wasn't there.
It was just fucking solely the games. But I mean, every game, every multiplayer game. How fucking long has anybody played Battlefield 1?
No, God.
Or
never even bought it.
You can just barely fucking rent Battlefield 4 and 3 servers from reputable fucking server hosts now.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you think if Battlefield 4 came out today in today's market, it would be as successful as it was back in the day when it first came out?
If it was the exact same game, it is.
Exact same game, same dates with DLC launches.
As far as the multiplayer goes, I'd still play that game today.
I've done that too. I wonder.
You can still host Battlefield 3 and 4 servers.
You can really still host them? Oh, no shit. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I even fucking offers them that.
I love that game very much. And I also play that to this day. That's a game that has a shit ton of replayability. It's just games just are not coming out with it lately.
Yeah, most games now, it's like they're trying to hit that niche so fucking hard that they don't even give a shit. Like, when was the last time a game wasn't in early access, launched perfectly, and made a hit? It just doesn't happen.
It doesn't, yeah.
The games that don't go into early access launch and end up getting shit on initially, and or for good reason, like The Division or Battlefront 2 or any of those fucking games, or even Sea of Thieves right now. I mean, there's still a shitload of people playing it, but if you're not taking down one of the top 3 or 4 fucking... I mean, Sea of Thieves launched, and then Far Cry 5 came out today.
Right,
You're not going to see anything for the next fucking week but Far Cry 5. And even though Far Cry games are fucking amazing, you don't fucking play them anymore.
No.
You're
And
going to play through Far Cry 5 and probably say, fuck it.
Those single player games, most big time casters are going to beat those campaigns in a single 8 to 10 hour stream and never touch them again.
And that was like, even though I'm not a fucking nut about Fallout, like, that's what I thought was cool about Fallout 4 is they added like bases and you can build shit and yada yada yada. Once people beat Fallout 4's campaign, that was it. Like, you saw the psycho videos on fucking YouTube.
Right.
People like building fucking factories to separate different shit, like all kinds of crazy stuff.
Limbs and grind factories.
Yeah. Be like grinding up heads in one spot and separating fucking legs in the other spot. That was fucking weird. But I mean, I don't even know if it's fucking possible. Like, people's attention span is so low, their expectations are so fucking high.
Yep.
And just the tiniest bit of fuck up can destroy an entire fucking company, much less a franchise.
Right. Look at fucking No Man's Sky. How quickly that went. Actually, not quickly went up. It was like the longest gaming hype high of all time, and then just boom, just shot right to the fucking epicenter of the planet and combusted.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all it took for them really was the fact that you couldn't meet up with your friends.
Right.
That's all people really got initially pissed about.
And
like,
the people who
you could sort of, maybe you have a 1 in a bajillion fucking chance, but yeah, you'll see other people sometimes, maybe. Fuck you.
Yeah. All right, next up, Overwatch League. Overwatch player XQC gets second suspension and is dropped from his team. And XQC was fined $4,000 after spamming the tryhard emote in chat, which may or may not have been with racist intentions. Was fined $4,000 and then eventually dropped from his team, Dallas Fuel. So my question to you guys, Middle Age, we're talking about the Overwatch player XQC who got banned or dropped from his team and fined $4,000.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit on a previous podcast about how people are expecting esports to be like regular sports where people talk shit and throw slurs left and right, and shouldn't get, punished. Or it's like, oh, it's just part of the game is trash talk, and I don't know why Twitch is coming down so hard on it. What do you guys think about players getting banned over something as simple as posting emotes in chat on a channel? Or, I mean, his first suspension was throwing around homophobic slurs on his stream. I think that was completely idiotic, and he absolutely deserved to get what he got the first time. But what are your thoughts on the second suspension and how seriously Overwatch League is taking, which is just locker room talk or, sports banter?
You can say whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter what the fuck anybody thinks. It's advertisers. Like, Overwatch League is the same as the NFL in the sense that they're not playing to the audience. They know the audience doesn't give a shit about foul language or being a douchebag, because 90% of Overwatch League's audience is the same audience that watches Jake Paul every fucking day. They're used to douchebags.
Yep.
The problem is that you have to sell this company as a way for advertisers to sell their product. And if I'm an advertiser and this guy's throwing homophobic slurs all over the place in the past and then comes back and does shit that they refer to as racially disparaging manner, it's fucking done. Like, you're fucked. I mean, they can call it locker room talk all you want, but that kind of shit wouldn't fly on a news conference for the NFL or the NHL even.
Right. You're part of a team that has a United States city name attached to it. You can't just fucking say whatever you want and do whatever you want anymore. This isn't just, this is my channel, this is whatever I want to do.
And I mean, there's like Monimo in chat said that they think it's censorship, and it is, and it can be. It's a fucking business. Like, you can preach that freedom of speech shit all you want when it's on your own dime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the shit he got fined for the first time, it was obviously fucking stupid, but I guarantee you there's a clause in this fucking contract with Overwatch League to say, hey, what you do outside of here reflects on us, and we don't want to have that shit. You signed the contract.
Right.
Like, that's the thing I don't understand about people getting pissed off at the companies that they work for, punishing them for doing shit that's against the company's policy. Like, this is your fucking job. You signed the contract. You voluntarily signed the contract. Nobody's holding a fucking gun to your head. If you don't want to act this way, then fucking leave.
Right.
And if you're going to act this way, we'll fucking make you leave. Like, I'm more than willing to accept that he got fucked in the ass on this one because he fucking deserved it. Whether or not the second offense was big enough to get suspended, I mean, it is what it is. But with his past experiences and him just being a general douchebag in life, I don't have a problem with it.
If you got hired to work in a cubicle office space and you stood up and yelled, "Hey, Chris, I tell you to go suck a dick if I knew you didn't like it," you would get fucking fired. Like,
right.
You can't just say whatever the fuck you want. That doesn't happen. And I think a lot of these inexperienced kids, because they are fucking kids, are coming up in this world and going, oh, I can get paid from all these different sponsors and companies and organizations and still carry out, like, this is my channel, my show. I can do whatever I want and ban whoever I want, and nothing is going to happen to me.
Nepgear brings up a good point in chat too. They were throwing fines and suspensions everywhere, but there was no clear code of conduct. But that's just it. They don't have to have a clear code of conduct. All they need is in the contract somewhere, have a fucking word like disparaging manner in there. Anything that could make us look bad, we're going to take it out on you. That's what they do in the NFL, the fucking in baseball. That's what they do in fucking football, hockey, soccer, all of it. If you are representing the league in a way that is disparaging, then you get fucking in trouble. End of story. That's why you see so many fucking NFL players getting fined out the ass for doing stupid shit in public,
right,
or saying something dumb on Twitter, or not meeting their media obligations. Like, this shit happens all the time. I mean, it's just a fail-safe for all these fucking companies, so that when you do something fucking stupid, they can go to their advertisers that are paying everybody's salary and say, hey, we told them not to fucking do that. We're going to fuck them. That's just the end of it.
I definitely think his second offense was Overwatch League being like, okay, we want this fucking guy out of here. The first time, like the next time he comes anywhere close to slipping up, ding him, get him out of here. We're done.
Yeah. Past practices.
Yep.
And
what do you think?
It's new.
Very, very new. What do you think, Jimbo?
It's funny because the censorship thing came up, in chat and talking about what people have to understand. And I explain this too, because you guys know I teach history. So I explain one of the things that I talk to my students about is like the Bill of Rights, right? Like the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, different things that are covered in the First Amendment, right? Well, let's go freedom of speech. So freedom of speech is not what a lot of teenagers think it is. One of the things that I get all the time is like, well, it's censorship. I have the right to say what I want. It's America. It's a free country, man. I'm like,
perfect.
That's not what freedom of speech means, actually. Actually, freedom of speech is designed to where you can criticize the government without fear of getting thrown in jail because we are a democracy. That's what freedom of speech is. It doesn't mean that if you're an asshole in public that you're not going to get called out for it. It doesn't mean that if you in your job you can say whatever the hell you want and you're not going to get fired. If you're bound to something by a contract, then you are bound by a contract. And I also agree with what you said, Knackers. They are kids. They're teenagers. They're not fully developed, and they grew up in an age where most of these guys probably spend hours and hours by a computer. And I'm not judging them for that, but they probably are not as adjusted socially as maybe the average individual is. And so to them, these things that they would normally just let fly when they're playing against their buddies, it doesn't fly in an actual, sponsored e-sports league.
Yep.
And they have to make them aware. Now, could the company do a better job of helping to maybe train these players on doing some things and requiring them to actually, in order to be a participant, you need to, go through some training, some sensitivity training, some cultural training, some social training. Sure, we have to do it. I mean, we have to do it. I mean, a lot of it, I think, is just common sense. But at the same time, what's common sense to one person is it's not to the next. I mean, it just depends on, how you're raised.
It's history class to another person.
It's getting more uncommon by the day.
Exactly. So do I think it was appropriate, the punishment? Yes. I mean, they didn't ban him for life or anything. It was a fine. It was a lesson learned. And hopefully, yeah. And if not, then he's done. But people got to understand, you are accountable for your actions and your words. It has nothing to do with censorship or freedom of speech, especially if a company is paying you to do something else. And that's just the way I feel. I couldn't get away with doing some of those things in my job, and keep my job. And that's just, and I expect that, there's a certain, I'm still me at work, but at the same time, I know there are certain things that I cannot do at work that I could do or say at work that I could do or say outside of work.
Right.
So
yep.
It's like you can't walk in and be like, "Hey assholes, where's your fucking homework?"
Yeah.
Turn it in. I'm gonna fuck your mother twice.
Yeah.
Doesn't fly.
Yeah. Couldn't do that.
Thought
about it.
Like beyond this story, that's just fucking real life, people.
Yes.
The people that are saying shit like that have no responsibility at all. Like, you don't take responsibility for anything. I'm sorry. And yes, the First Amendment does protect everyone's right to freedom of speech. And as Jimmy said, namely to stop fucking governments from crushing us to death for saying bad things about them. But at the same time, it's like, you can't just throw out the word right and just assume that it gets you out of everything. It's not a get out of jail free card. You can't go spouting. It's not even about legal action in the public eye. It's about social action. Like, people are going to know you're a bigot if you throw out racial shit all the time.
Right.
They're going to know you're a homophobe if you're fucking being a douchebag to homosexuals. So it's like, it's one of those things where if you don't want to own up to your action, the first fucking thing you say is, I have rights.
Yeah.
I have rights. I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you can. You legally, can. You can also
can, assuming it's not hate speech.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Canadian.
Fucking running in a movie theater and yelling fire. Oh, freedom of speech.
There's plenty of fucking exceptions to freedom of speech. The problem is that nobody takes fucking accountability for anything they do nowadays. So you just get these fucking people that would rather just throw that fucking card every time.
Being a Canadian, bumping into somebody and saying, "Excuse me," that's considered hate speech in their country because they're so goddamn polite.
In their country, if you call somebody he or she, you can actually go to prison.
What?
Look up Bill C-16.
Who's Bill?
And figure that out.
And for Canada,
there is a law in Canada that stipulates that you are forced to call people by whatever the fuck pronoun they want to be called by. And if you don't, then that is an offense.
Right.
Or whatever. Right. And I'm not talking about just he or she. I'm talking about like 26 different pronouns. And
I see liberal highlighted in red at the top of this webpage. Close!
And it's like, it's one of those debates where the government's putting words in your mouth and you could go in front of a tribunal and get fined out the ass or put in prison for saying the wrong words.
Huh. I never heard that.
Ironic that you use find out the ass and prison in the same sentence.
Yeah. And
Because usually the fines go in your ass. The fine ass homies.
so that's crazy. Like nowadays, people spout rights so much in an effort to show individuality. Like the rights of the individual do not fucking transcend everything.
Right.
Make it easy.
Yep. All right, next on the docket, we got a shit ton of Twitch news because, Twitch likes to change shit up like crazy. And since we haven't had a podcast in the last 4 weeks, there's quite a couple things that have changed. So what I'll do is I'll just rattle off through these and we can discuss them as we see fit. First off, for subscriptions, you can now change your payment method for subscriptions and view all your subs in one place neatly. So before, the subscription page was one giant fuckery and it was very unorganized. You couldn't change your payment method for a certain sub without letting that sub run out first. They've made a change to that and it's much better now. TwitchCon is in San Jose this year. So if you guys are looking to get in on TwitchCon, make sure you follow the TwitchCon Twitter and sign up for the newsletter. You'll get all the information you need. Twitch extensions are now available on mobile. There was the official community guidelines update that went out a couple weeks ago. I believe it was sometime in the end of February. Twitch released the brand new Twitch community guidelines, and vague they were. There was quite the uproar from the community, and it looks like it worked because they went back and made some changes. Not all great changes, but they did make some changes, which is all right. Sub status and sub streak errors were finally corrected by Twitch. There was a lot of users out there that had subscriptions that were longer than 3 years, and they were auto-canceling without notifying the subscriber. And looks like Twitch has finally gotten a fix for that. So if you're having that issue, you should have gotten your streaks reinstated. You also should have gotten reimbursed for 1 free month of Twitch subbing, which you could give to anybody, I believe. But don't quote me on that one. And lastly, Twitch starts doing monthly game giveaways for Twitch Prime. So a lot of really good fucking updates. The one I forgot to add in here that was brought up within the last couple of weeks is Twitch is getting rid of their messages applet completely. So you can no longer send private messages on the Twitch platform whatsoever. Thought that was odd and out of the blue.
Stupid.
Yeah, but is there any of these points that you guys want to touch on at all? Any thoughts?
What can you change your payment method to?
So if you subscribe to somebody with PayPal, so
Right.
you subscribe and then you pay with PayPal, before you couldn't switch that over to a credit card or to a debit card in the middle of the sub. You had to let that sub expire and then resubscribe within that 3-day window in order to continue your streak and switch over to a new payment method. So, like, if you were subbed to half of your streamers with PayPal and half of your streamers with your credit card, you had to, like, strategically wait for that specific subscription to end in order to change a PayPal payment method to a credit card. It was really stupid.
I've always just used PayPal, so I guess.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering, like, what do they take, like Olive Garden gift cards or some shit?
Bitcoin,
now,
bro. Just Bitcoin all day.
They actually do now. I think Twitch
Olive Garden?
actually
Not
Olive Garden. Twitch gift card.
They probably do accept Bitcoin. Because why not?
Pay for channel subscriptions with major brand gift cards. I see Target, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart.
Wow.
See,
That's pretty cool.
there is a long list.
Wow. I might have to start busting out some of my. I got like a stack of gift cards, man.
I'm gonna roll through a couple of these real
You can use
quick.
Subway gift cards?
Adidas, AMC Theaters, Babies R Us, Banana Republic.
Bro, don't turn those Babies R Us ones in.
Yeah, those are
Fucking
going out of
bankrupt,
business.
bro.
Barnes and Noble, Bass Pro Shop, Build-A-Bear, Cabela's, Caribou
No.
Coffee,
Dude.
Coach, Dell, Dick's Sporting Goods, DSW, FYE, didn't even know those existed still, Golf Galaxy, JC Penney, Kmart, LL Bean,
Kmart?
Life's Good, motherfucker, New York and Company, Sears. Does anyone have a Sears still open? Starbucks?
Yeah, there's a Sears around here.
All right, I'm posting this. There's got to be 50 different companies.
I'm gonna
on this
go on
list.
a fucking sub spree on some gift cards, man, because I got some shit that I've got some gift cards to places I never go to. Like you said, Bass Pro Shops. I've got a Bass Pro Shop gift card for like $50. The closest Bass Pro Shop is like 2-3 hours away. Yes, I know I could order some shit online, but I don't really give a shit. I'll just turn that into 9 or 10 Twitch subs.
There you
I'll
go.
just fucking hand it out. Here you go. Enjoy.
I
Courtesy of
normally
Bass Pro Shop.
I sell my gift cards that for shit like that where I know I'm never gonna use it. Like there's a shitload of restaurants around me, like 20 miles south or 20 miles north. There's 2 big towns that have pretty much any restaurant you could ever want, chain restaurant. But a lot of them I don't give a fuck about. Like there's one tiny little Mexican joint that makes fresh, authentic Mexican food that's 10 miles away from my house. That's amazing. And that's pretty much the only place I ever fucking go. Besides the once a year trip to the Japanese steakhouse that we did last night. I totally forgot to talk about that. I got shit face hammered last night.
Yeah.
Oh, some sake?
We went to
Saki.
my wife's birthday is next week. Yeah, in 2 days. And so we went out to dinner last night without the kid and we met my buddy and his girlfriend at the Japanese steakhouse, had hibachi, had a couple beers, and then went to the pub afterwards.
Nice.
Took a bunch of shots.
Nice.
Slept really, really good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need to say this out loud so I want to make sure I'm thinking about this correctly because it came to my attention that gift cards is one of the best fucking marketing schemes any company could ever have. If you go to a place and you buy a gift card for somebody and they lose that gift card, that is $25 in the retailer's pocket, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how many fucking gift cards do you think are purchased and never ever redeemed?
I read an article
60%.
about this. Like last year or so. They don't know for sure, but they've done some science. I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you what the science is behind it. I can tell you though, they analyze this and they think that at any given point every year in like gained revenue across the United States. I think I read a number like it's in the billions of dollars in gift cards that are unredeemed annually.
Yeah.
Annually.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And they also do, here's another tricky thing that people do, because by law, once you've actually purchased a gift card, they have to take it. Like it has to be able to be redeemed. But they put expirations on gift cards. Now you can use it past the expiration, but a lot of people, they see expiration like, better throw this shit out. It's no good anymore. Now you can still use the gift card if it has that cash value. It doesn't go away.
Right.
If it's a gift card,
and
not
depending
coupons.
depending on what type of gift card, because a lot of them now will charge you a like $2 fee after 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Eventually,
every
it'll
year
wear out.
they'll charge you $2 or whatever until it's fucking gone.
But the point I'm trying to make is just because it says it expired doesn't mean your $50 gift card to fucking Sears is dead. You know, that's all.
Yep.
I
just sell them online.
Oh, there you go. I was listening to a book 2 months ago called Find Your Why by Simon Sinek, and he was talking about the statistics behind rebates and how less than 10% of rebates are actually redeemed.
Right.
Like mailed in.
That's because they make them pain in the ass.
Yeah. Right. And then he also talked about how Samsung actually got sued and lost. They had a rebate for televisions where it was only one per address rebate. But for apartment complexes, it completely fucked over millions of people who were buying these televisions. And Samsung thought they had gotten away with it. And then years later, they got fucking sued because they were like, hello? we see what you're doing here. You completely fucked over millions of people, and they lost so much money. So a lot of Samsung customers got some checks in the mail for that. So I always love to see something like that.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck these big ass corporations. They can all suck one.
I just got a check in the mail from a big ass company.
Heard you talking about that.
Yeah, fucking AT&T sent me a $30.03 check. Ballin'.
Yeah.
For like overcharging me in data. There was a class action lawsuit. So like between 2005 and 2010, apparently they were overcharging for data. Like a shocker, right? So
Yeah,
I got a check in the mail. I was like, hey, beer money.
I've gotten over $100 worth of checks from class action lawsuits against banks and their overdraft fees and their obnoxious practices.
Yeah.
Fuck asses.
My wife works for a bank, and I fucking hate banks.
Yeah, me
so
too.
much. And it's
You like
not
to
like
store all
I
your
should.
money in the
I
mattress
shouldn't hate
where it
banks
belongs.
because they all treat me like I'm a fucking god when I walk in there because I'm the only people in the fucking middle of nowhere that has a dime in his fucking bank account. But like, Jesus, fuck. I get so many phone calls.
I'm going to take this opportunity to do, it's a little bit of promotion. I am in any way, shape, or form affiliated with this company, but I've been using them primarily for the past 3 years. It's an online-only bank called Simple. No brick and mortar. It's only online. There's an app, there's a website, and that is it. And I've been using them primarily for, I think, since the beginning of 2015, I believe is when I made the official switch over. No fees anywhere, ever. No deposit fees, no debit card fees, no overdraft fees, no transfer, no wire transfer fees, anything. You get a debit card in the mail. When you get a check, you take a picture of it. It's in your account the next day. If you need to deposit cash, you go to any of the 5 banks they support and just put cash in the ATM. It's in your account that day. I have never loved banking so much. You need to send a check. You log into your website, put in the person's account. It draws the money, and it sends the check in the mail. And they get it a week later. It's how I pay my rent. So if you guys hate your bank and you are looking for something simple, please go to simple.com, sign up.
Motherfucker. That was the best commercial I've ever heard in my life.
This stream is now sponsored by Simple Bank.
Okay.
A simple solution for your life.
I kid you not. I've been talking about this bank for years, and I have only converted maybe 1 or 2 people over. Because people think no brick and mortar, I can't walk in. I don't think people realize how often you don't have to go to the bank. You never have to go to the fucking bank if banks work as they're supposed to.
My problem is cash. Like, the only time I ever walk into a bank is when I have to get enough cash to where I'm going to get like an IRS form filed on me. Like, when I bought my garage, when I bought the materials for my garage anyway, I went to the lumber place. I fucking like selected all the shit, showed them the plans and all that shit. They had their fucking architect take a look at it, part it out for parts. I went to the bank and I took 10 G's out, cash. And I made that cocksucker fucking count that whole shit.
Yeah, there is a limit on cash withdrawals a day, but if you're not a baller like
$500. I mean, I don't do it often, but I do it enough. Like, I got a fucking house and shit.
Right.
Buy cars and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so the mobile app, as soon as you swipe your card, the money is out of your account. None of this, the charge is pending for 3 days and the money doesn't come out until 5 days later. No, your bank stacks 5 different payments until you go over and then they charge you $40 for an overdraft. None of that bullshit. And when you, like, if you have a problem, you call, like you go in the app, hit I need support, and you call and you talk to an American. It's the craziest fucking shit you've ever seen in your lifetime. So, again, not in any way, shape, or form affiliated. I am just so passionate about that bank because they are amazing.
I'll definitely look into it. I mean, if for no other reason, like I have multiple accounts. So, like, one thing I did, my dad taught me pretty much everything I know about saving money. and my mom taught me everything about not wasting money. Like my parents were divorced when I was really young. So when it comes to saving money, the best thing I ever fucking did, and I still do to this day because it's second nature. When I first got my first good job, like when I first started working at the power plant, I was making like $16 an hour. I think it was like $15.86 an hour. And psyched as fuck to be making $15.86 an hour because I'd been making nothing for the 3 years prior to that. And I got a secondary bank account at a different bank, at a credit union, just because my parents were ex-military and government contractors. And I put 10% direct deposit into that bank account every fucking paycheck. And I don't get statements. I don't get fucking email I don't know the fucking password of that account. I couldn't tell you how the fuck to get to it. I know the website, and every time I log into that bitch, which is like once or twice a year to get my fucking tax shit, that's the only time I ever fucking use that account. I don't have checkbooks. I don't have debit cards. I don't have anything. That's my like nest egg account. And it's been like that from the time I made $15.86 an hour to now, which is seriously a lot more. So it's like I maybe look and see how much is in there twice a year, normally only once a year, unless like when my air conditioning broke, I pay cash for it. When I wanted to buy this truck, I put $15,000 down. Like when I wanted to fucking build my shop out, like all the electrical and shit, that was all cash. Like that's like the best thing I ever fucking did. So like for that account, it would be great to have that bank. No fees, no nothing. Because it's like I'm not doing anything with it anyway. I mean, it's not my normal paying bills account. That's I don't even fucking look at it account.
Right, yeah.
So,
and that I will say that it's if you have a very complicated banking life, if like they just announced joint accounts like last week or some shit, but if you're like running a business and you're writing checks and you're cashing checks all day, probably not the greatest. But if you're just a dude or a lady and you got a job and you need a debit card, simple, all fucking day.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Fortnite has been wrecking buttholes since it dropped, and they are just absolutely killing it. And I just wanted to talk to you guys and see how you guys have been liking the game. Chat, you're welcome to weigh in as well. They just announced that the Unreal Engine 4 replay system is coming, which looks fucking dope. This is a YouTube compilation editor's dream right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have Windows 7, it's not. NVIDIA fucking the NVIDIA experience replay crashes on me every time I turn the game.
Really?
Might take 2 or 3 rounds, depending on how many kills I get, because it seems to be like 5. So if I get 5 kills, it crashes. If I get 2 kills and I die, and then I start a next match and I get 2 more kills, they fucking
God damn.
every fucking time. And it's an NVIDIA driver problem with Windows 7, but
really trying to get you to switch.
Look, all the people in chat were trying to fucking like shit on me earlier for being Windows 7. I don't give a fuck. I didn't want Microsoft to steal all my goddamn personal information. That was the end of it.
Little did you know, Facebook was doing it for you.
All of y'all as it is, so I don't want to hear it. Fuck y'all.
We're gonna save Facebook for another. I mean, but that's the thing. I wasn't surprised. Like, what did you all expect?
I was a little surprised that it was that deep. Like,
I wasn't.
Yeah, you let them access your phone, but the fact that they could timestamp everything, text messages, phone calls, fucking what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But is that this is where okay, we're just gonna we're gonna just dip the tips.
Hole it.
We're just gonna dip the dicks, just the tip into this rabbit hole, and then we're gonna jump onto the next thing. It's fine. Is that on Facebook or is that on the developers of the apps which Facebook gave access? I mean, it's on Facebook because they're the platform.
There's 2 different stories now. The Facebook company responsible for archiving all your shit.
Right.
That's one thing. The whole fucking this crazy ass company that came in and fucking pseudo hacked a shitload of people and stole all their information in order to sell it to advertisers. That's a totally different story.
Yeah,
that is complete and utter bullshit.
Right.
They got access to 50 users' accounts and somehow fucking got the information from 15 million.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
That's a little
me.
crazy.
That's fucking insane. But that's also Facebook's fault. I don't give a fuck. It all falls on them. They're psychos. They're trying to control your life.
I deleted my Facebook like a year and a half ago and never looked back, and I'm totally okay with that.
Okay.
I never deleted my Facebook. It's still there. I just don't fucking use it, and I don't install it on my mobile devices.
Yeah.
I couldn't
totally
fucking log into it if I wanted.
I'm a ghost.
Yeah,
I have no
okay.
internet presence.
Remember, deactivated, not deleted. You're
No,
still
mine's
there.
totally deleted. I didn't just deactivate.
Oh,
I
really?
deleted it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I downloaded my media archive through my Facebook, and again, wasn't surprised at any of the shit. I was reminded of some cringy ass shit that I did when I was 17, 18 years old, and was thoroughly embarrassed. But other than that, I was like, yeah, no, I posted that. I added those pictures. I said that stupid shit. You know, it's all just not surprising whatsoever.
Oh, I've definitely. Facebook was the one platform, and I contributed it. I contribute to ruining it for myself. I don't like divisive platforms. So when Facebook became the political fucking sphere it is nowadays, I don't want nothing to fucking do with it.
Yep.
I don't give a shit what most people think. I damn sure don't give a fuck what celebrities think. I just want to live my fucking life and post pictures of my kid riding in a fucking Power Wheels. Like, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Get off your podium, you fucking idiot. You don't even have a job. Go. Like, Facebook was dead to me a couple of years ago when I got out of high school and got out of college. And I started seeing the separation between not just political beliefs. I don't, you know, if you believe something totally different than me, that's fine. Most of the people I'm friends with nowadays do, especially in my case,
Guns are
because
bad.
I'm fucking like the last clinging bit of a generation that's been dead for fucking 100 years. But like I can't fucking get on any social media platform and every day just be totally annoyed by every post I read.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Like,
yep.
Facebook is that platform for me. It's one of those things, and it's fucked up because like my stepmom loves Facebook. So she doesn't text, she doesn't call, she fucking Facebook messages.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
unfortunate.
I've told her 1,000 times I don't fucking have that shit. And now she does it to my wife because she posts shit on Facebook. So I'm fucking out of it. It's like, shit, dude.
I had a solo Q podcast on this a way back, and I still feel the same exact way. I have got my Facebook so tied down and curated that it's always an enjoyable experience for me. I check it probably once every 4 days. Like, I say happy birthday to my friend's parents. I'll ask my city Facebook group, like, hey, where's the best shrimp gumbo around town? Like, I know when festivals are coming around. Facebook's dope. I keep in touch with all my out-of-state friends that I don't get to talk to on a daily basis, and Facebook's great. I've completely locked it down to where I don't like, even there's people that are close to me that I enjoy hanging out with in real life that I don't friend on Facebook because you're a fucking idiot on there. And I'm just not afraid to just not have you as a friend.
That's just it. Like, where I'm from and the people I grew up with in the area in which I live, my particular set of values, let's say, is not a very popular opinion. I live in probably the 5th most liberal state on the face of the earth.
Yep.
And I am not that person.
Fuck you, don't take our guns.
It's just one of those things where it's like every day it's just a battle. And it wouldn't, even if all I did was keep the account so I could keep a track of family.
Yeah.
I would fucking delete it.
Oh, okay. See,
family obviously my immediate family is different because that's who the fuck I got this shit from. But like, my extended family, they're all psycho liberals too.
Oh, see, I have all of my family
off the fucking rocker, like rich liberals, like Hollywood liberals,
the worst kind.
Like, you got all this money not because of people giving it to you, because you fucking earned it, and yet you're telling me to give my money away, even though I make half as much as you. Suck a dick, motherfucker.
Every single one of my family members is blocked on Facebook. I don't have a single family member on Facebook. Not a
That was the
single one.
only reason why I even had it. I don't fucking talk to my friends on Facebook. What is this, 2006?
See, but Messenger is convenient as fuck. I will admit to that.
So is
I mean,
text messages.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Canada,
yeah,
people that don't have
exactly.
iMessage, like
I don't
Canada.
have iMessage.
Well, that's because you're a
iMassage?
pleb, Salty.
I'm not. I just don't need Facebook for anything. There
No,
are,
like I'm not a everyone needs to have Facebook. I'm the kind of guy that's like, there's use for it. If you treat it right, it can be beneficial to you. But there's some people who just can't. They just
that's
can't.
MySpace, Salty, 2006. Facebook was launched in like 2006.
Yeah, 2005, 2006, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
MySpace was trash too, and then they tried that music revival. Nice try, dickhead.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I
For
can't.
me-
Go ahead, Salty.
Oh, sorry.
Or no, middle aged.
I
love your penis.
What? Okay, for me, Facebook is just I deleted it because it got to the point, and I get what you say, because I listened to your thing about curating and everything else, and I even tried some of that, but it still kind of kept getting through, and it just got so hard to where I would get on there, and like what used to be fun for me, like I'd go on and I'd see like you know, cool pictures that someone took of their trip, or their kid or their dog or whatever, and then yeah, it turned into just a bunch of crap, garbage, propaganda, BS, and it was easier for me to just cut it out. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Then like you did the surgery approach, like you did reconstructive surgery on your Facebook. I did the lobotomy.
Yeah.
I just cut that shit
Fucking-
out, man.
Straight
That's
to the
what I did.
morgue.
Yeah, and for me, but I mean, obviously the situation is different for everybody. I think that
Yep.
worked best for me because there was no way I could delete family members would be like, well, why you're not friends with me? It's easier for me to say, I fucking deleted my Facebook.
This is true. Yeah.
You know?
And that was the same thing for me. Like, it's not even necessary. Like, that description was exactly perfect. When I first got on Facebook, it was awesome. It was just around the time I was graduating high school and going into college. My friends were going off into college, and it was a college platform
Right.
at the time.
Yeah, you had to
So-
have a .edu address to even sign up for it originally.
Yep.
Right. So
Yeah.
it was one of those things where that's exactly how I kept up with my friends that were going away. Because obviously, like all the people you grow up with, I've lived in this same fucking town my entire life.
Right.
I've been right fucking here. My mom lives a mile away from here in the same fucking house I grew up in 1998. I've been here, or 1996. I've been here for a fucking while. So I know everybody I know since I was fucking like 8.
Right.
And that's pretty much every single person I went to high school with. So it's like, it's one of those things where at first that was the only reason for it. See what they were up to, see what they were doing without like bothering them, yada, yada, yada. But then when it became reposts,
Yeah.
that annoyed the fuck out of me. And Twitter is this close to losing another fucking user for the same reason.
I
If
don't
see
know.
another fucking repo, so-and-so retweeted this article.
I
I
just
don't
mute
fucking
them.
care.
I just mute them on there. It's
Yep.
easier. Mute. I probably I don't follow like my MiddleAgedStream Twitter account. I only follow like not even 200 account. I think I follow like 160, 170 something Twitter accounts on there. And most of them I follow, but like I would just either unfollow or mute. If it's just a bunch of bullshit, I'm just like boop.
Yep.
Yeah.
See ya.
Well, I went on that fucking like tirade on Twitter
Yeah.
like 6 months ago or whatever, where I was just fucking blocking every ad, whatever
Yeah.
fucking suggested post came up. I still do that to this day. I have
Yeah.
like 160 something fucking blocked pages on Twitter
Nice.
that are just whatever ad, even if it's a company I generally support. Fuck you, get out of my face. Like,
Yep.
and now I'm starting to do that with all the fucking accounts where it's like so and so, who's just, it might be like a fucking a business account. And
Yeah.
it'll be like they just retweeted something where somebody tagged their own business. The only true conglomeration business account I follow is fucking Wendy's on Twitter. Because Wendy's has the best corporate Twitter
Savage as
Ever.
fuck.
ever. They just shit on other people constantly. They have a day every year where that's all they do. They did the roast me day where you could fucking like tag them and say roast me and put a picture up, and they would fucking roast you.
Yeah.
They're the best Twitter account on the face of the earth.
I see. I have such a strict policy when it comes to whether I'm going to follow you or not, depending on the platform. Like, if I follow you on Instagram because you're a streamer and you're retweeting like adult anime porn every single day, I'm going to fucking unfollow you.
Yep.
And if I follow you on Instagram because you're a streamer and you like tech and LEDs and your last 12 videos are all of your cat in the dark, I'm gonna I don't follow you because of your cat. If you got a cool cat and you're also a videographer and you shoot really fucking cool videos, dope. But if you use the platform incorrectly, I'm just gonna unfollow you.
Exactly. That's my point with
Yeah.
all platforms. Like, I go to certain platforms for certain things. I want Twitch for live shit. I want YouTube for fucking edited shit. I want Instagram for video and
Social.
pictures.
Yeah, social.
And artistic
Like,
shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, it has to be. Sorry, I hit
No,
my mic.
I'm just kidding.
It has to be like, it has to be relevant to that platform. So like,
Right.
I follow a lot more. I follow a lot more YouTube and those type of woodworking channels that I follow on YouTube. I follow a lot more of them on Instagram because they post a lot of behind the scenes shit while they're working on the same projects that I'm watching anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like, sometimes there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Alex Smith. He's a blacksmith. He lives in England, and he's like the most obnoxiously enthusiastic person you've ever met in your life. He is fucking all about blacksmithing. And it's one of those things where I don't give a fuck about blacksmithing. I'm never going to blacksmith. I have no interest in it whatsoever. I watch every fucking video he posts
Mm-hmm.
religiously. He posts every day, and I watch every single one because he's just like all about it. And it doesn't really matter what the subject matter is. If somebody is all about it, it's like one of those fucking like contagious things. So I'll watch the video, go back on his Instagram, and watch the Instagram videos he posted on his wall, and then like cross-reference.
What you just said, I don't know if I've talked about this on the show before, but that exact reason is why I listen to sports radio. I don't follow sports whatsoever. Anybody who knows me knows that. I listen to sports radio almost every single day. Every day on the way to and from the gym, I have sports radio on. I love hearing people talk passionately about the stuff that they love, no matter what subject it is. I can get behind sports radio all day. Also, Detroit has some really good fucking sports radio stations. But yeah, man, it's just, and it's like, if people have Instagram and they post things that should go to stories as videos on their profile.
I do that all the time. I'm 100% guilty of that.
But yours are funny as fuck.
Like, I never post to my story because it won't, like, I need to be able to fucking go back and look at shit. And the whole fucking 24-hour rotation thing.
But you know,
It saves to my phone, but
yeah,
still.
that's not good enough.
No.
You're the fucking video of your kid eating shit, taking the trash out. I fucking died. That was so fucking funny. Man,
I was like,
he ate
dude, the
shit.
garbage can is like 5.
I was so proud. Like, he made it that far. Where I was standing is at the road, and he made it that far down the driveway. So I was like, I have to fucking take a video of this. I pulled my phone out, and at that exact moment, he eats shit and fucking falls over. I was like, God damn.
Good stuff.
Whatever.
So anyways, Fortnite.
Yeah, right. Fortnite.
Crocs and hot tangents. So one cool little stat that I heard. Did you guys see the clip of Shroud talking shit about Ninja and his ginormous growth with the Twitch Prime shit?
No.
Okay, there was a little
Isn't
subtle.
Shroud kind of an asshole anyway?
No,
that
I
guy-
don't think he's an asshole.
I think
Oh,
it's just, yeah, I don't really see Shroud as an asshole. I
No.
think he's just fucking monotone.
Yeah.
Do the
Oh,
job.
okay.
Get out of here.
I
Not
don't
Shroud.
watch him. I don't. Outside, I know nothing about Shroud.
Okay.
So
It was very mild. It was like his friend was talking smack and Shroud was kind of agreeing whatsoever. And then while he was duoing with Ninja, Ninja fucking called him out live on stream, and Shroud's like, no, that's not what I said. But Ninja dropped the stats that there are 100 million people plus that have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, totally believable.
So the amount of people that subbed with Amazon Prime to Ninja, it's actually not a very large amount when you think about 100,000 or 100 million people having Twitch Prime.
Yeah,
and
but
it makes those numbers make sense.
And who cares? It's their system.
Right.
Don't fucking blame the player, blame the game.
What were you going to say, Jimmy?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like I was telling I had a buddy of mine who one of the few coworkers that I've talked, well, I guess now it's out and about, but he kind of understands Twitch and everything else. And I was telling him too about the whole I was like, you have Amazon Prime? He's like, you get a free sub. He's like, I can? Like most people just don't know.
Just
like
have no idea.
If they're not constantly on the platform, they don't really know. They just don't know about it. That hey, you have a free sub every month.
Why not?
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. So if you guys have Amazon Prime, you can fucking anyways. So Ninja also did a CNBC interview, which went stunningly. It was a fantastic interview. He did a great job of representing the platform. He threw out all the necessary stats and pros and perks. And
I really wish he would have shit on that bitch though. I would have taken a dump on
Salty
that
loves
face.
when guys shit on bitches.
I just couldn't fucking believe she had such a condescending tone.
Yeah.
How do these people, how do you convince these fucking idiots to pay all this money to watch you on Twitch? Like, fuck you, bitch. I make more money than you.
Right. Way more. So much so that he's grossing over $1 million in March from Twitch only. Just Twitch subs. Does not include donations. Does not include sponsors. Somebody, I can't remember who said it. Somebody somewhere said that Ninja was getting 100% of the Twitch subscriptions. And I don't think that's true.
No way.
No way.
No
Even
way.
if he was getting 4 out of every $5, if the number he displays on the stream is true, and he's got what, almost 200,000?
Yep.
I think it was 186 last time I saw. Okay, so if you get $1 out of those, you're fucking playing video games, dude. You're doing it. You got it. You win. You're the guy. And after so many fucking morons have risen to the top of every platform I hold dear and totally fucking ruined the image of every other platform, I am so glad it was fucking Tyler motherfucking Ninja Bevan.
Yep.
On that shit. Like, that was such a well put together. It seemed like he almost slipped a little bit when they were talking about like why his stream is so popular and that kind of stuff. Like you could tell he kind of wanted to get into maybe some lingo that wouldn't have been fucking kosher for live television. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
it was definitely. I am one of the people, and we've talked about it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on stream. I'm not one of the people that liked him back in the day when he was a pro Halo player, but he was a fucking kid. But I've warmed up to him just due to his popularity. I've watched him more and more, especially because I enjoy Fortnite, and he just so happens to be one of probably the top 5 players in the fucking world, if not the top player in the world. So I don't watch him for his goofy ass dance parties and shit, the pontons and stuff. I just fucking like watching people shit on people in video games.
Yeah,
he does a good job.
Can I get a half dab?
We get halfsy.
Come on, Salty. Yeah. Oh, the half dab. Real quick before we get to the question and answer part of the show, I just want to talk about the current state of the games. Middle Age, you said you haven't been playing it much recently.
No, and it's not because I think it's a bad game. It's just I'm not good at it. It's hard for me to. I mean, I'm not good at any game I play, so that's not the only reason. But
you won winning my heart, Jimmy.
I am really bad at Fortnite because it has that building component with the shooting component that I can't get good at. Now that said, I do enjoy watching people who are talented, or even if someone who's not good at Fortnite. Pretty much everyone that plays Fortnite is better than I am at Fortnite. So
you need to get that keyboard and mouse, brother.
Well, I just
build that new computer, come over to the dark side, and just stay a while.
Take a look at what I want, if you ever get the chance, talk to Anunnaki. He went from unable with keyboard and mouse to getting 4, 5, 6, 7 kills around in Fortnite in just a couple months. Like, I am immensely impressed with how good that guy got a keyboard and mouse.
I think for me, Fortnite is going to be an occasional game I play and mainly watch. And here's why. Dude, there's so many other games out there. The only way I would ever get that good is if I played it all the time. And there's too many games out there I want to play. It's nothing personal against Fortnite. That's every game that comes out. How often do you see me playing the same game? You know what I mean?
You don't.
I don't. And I've been that way my whole life. That's why I don't get into MMOs, because it's too much of a time investment. And it's not because I think all MMOs suck. It's not. It's just I can't put that amount of time into a game.
And I'm just the weird opposite sort of that.
Yeah.
I sink my entire life in the games, and I still hate MMOs.
Yeah.
For that same reason. Because I think I don't have enough time for this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never completed a Final Fantasy game ever in my life. Can't do it. Don't want to.
I don't think I would.
But I'll play Ark for 1,000 hours.
Right. Yeah.
You can complete a Final Fantasy game in 1/20th of that time.
Still can't do it.
Up until last night, I was getting a little frustrated, mostly because, like you guys said, I suck at the game. I'm not great. But I started getting like PUBG flashbacks where I would land at a multi-story commercial building that had 4 different department stores in it and find 5 shotguns in one fucking building. I would land 3 times in a row, 3 different rounds, run through an entire building and see bandages, ammo, and materials, and then get taken out by somebody with an AR. Like every time I land on a roof, shotgun. Get into a building, shotgun. What happens when you run outside? It's a jumping ENAS shotgun battle. Whoever can jump faster, jump higher. Red Bull gives you wings, motherfucker. Just flying around. The FOV, you can't see where they're at. And I was just getting so goddamn frustrated. And then last night, Weenie and I were playing Fortnite. And we duo squatted up. So we were duos, jumped into a squad game, non-blitz, and I got 6 kills with the purple tactical shotgun within like 5 minutes.
Nice.
It was insane. It's the best I've ever done. And then throughout the match, I kept getting better kills and better kills. And most of battle royale games just comes down to composure. Like,
oh yes,
it's 100%. Just like,
how
well can you compose yourself when you're getting shot at and hitting the right buttons at the right time,
especially with the fucking building element thrown in there too,
right?
Because most people just fucking get fucked up on all their keys and everything else and all the buttons when it comes to like seeing the matches. Like if you watch Ninja or you watch Myth, which I'm not a big fan of Myth because as soon as he got big, he got douchey real fucking fast.
Yep.
Like automatically on a team, change his name, TSM. He's got like 80 fucking ads on his fucking stream overlays. Like, go fuck yourself, you asshole. This game dies, you'll fucking die with it. But anyway, you watch these guys that are really good at the game play, and it's one of those things where I can't even fucking comprehend how they can build in such an efficient way.
And fluid.
So fast.
Yeah. Those trap towers.
And most of them don't have these crazy hotkeys. Like, I'm pretty sure Ninja just plays with the regular default fucking keybind. But he has some of the building keys bound to his mouse.
Right.
So, like, I think the ramps and the floors are bound to his mouse. Or maybe the walls too. I don't know. But it's like all in one aiming, building with your right hand, all your movement with your left hand.
Right.
But it's like it's fucking insane. Like it's been a long time since I've really programmed a mouse for commands, like Arma days, long time. and because I really just didn't have a need to. But I'm honestly thinking about doing it soon with Fortnite because I'm efficient as fuck at building. But if I get into a fight in the middle, like it's fucking hard
Uh,
and select.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh my god!
You're good. You're good.
okay.
It's,
It came
it's
back.
hard as shit to fucking move your character with your left hand and select shit at the same time. So it would be
Yeah.
nice to have. I mean, you already have the scroll wheel for your weapons, but maybe two because I think I only have two fucking buttons on this mouse. Three, I guess. I don't fucking use that shit. And then, put your building shit on your mouse, be able to do everything, aim, shoot, select weapons, select building shit with my right hand and do nothing but movement. So I don't know. I've never been that good at FPS as anybody who's ever played Battlefield with me. That or Arma for that matter.
But it's still fun.
It's fun. Especially the Blitz mode. I don't know.
I love it.
I didn't play it at all. It came out a couple days in. I hit up Vans and was like, "Hey man, let's play." I said, "What's this fucking Blitz mode?" He's like, "I don't know. I haven't played it." So we got on it, and it's like twice as fast. And the original game, I feel like, is fairly fast. Like if you go start to finish in a regular game, it's what 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yep.
So this is like 10-minute matches. The storm is already coming in when you land and just slamming it back and forth. I feel like, especially the first few times we played, it was one of those things where it was new. So people hadn't fucking gotten the meta or whatever the fuck it is. But it was fucking everybody. So you would have, I found myself doing way better kills wise and end of the fucking match wise. I think we won 2 Blitz matches the first fucking day we played.
Oh, damn.
Blitz squads. I mean, we've had 4, but it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Blitz is fun as shit. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I feel like I'm going to get bored with the game real quick as soon as that game mode goes away. But other than my thoughts about nothing but bunny hopping shotguns, like that was really annoying to me. But I guess it's like, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing. You just have to learn to just get good at that, or else you won't be able to contest.
I fucking compared it the other day to I was trying to convince one of my IRL friends to get it on Xbox. And I was like, hey man, it's fucking Halo 2. If anybody remembers Halo 2 SWAT.
Yep.
Like the SWAT mode where you had to get headshots to fucking kill people.
I love SWAT, dude.
My favorite game mode of all time. In any game ever. Like I can play Halo 2 SWAT to this day. All day, every day. And that's what I compare it to. Because that's why you bunny hopped in Halo 2 SWAT, because you didn't want to get headshotted. So you just bunny hopped every fucking where you went. So I'm just used to it from that was like the first online game that I just played the dog shit out of.
Oh, Halo days, man.
So I don't know.
Did you ever play the PC, the Russian port PC of Halo Online, Halo 3 Online?
No.
Do you want to?
I kind of do.
All right. We need to set up a day to do that because I want to play that again.
I mean, if it's anywhere close to having any kind of decent port, I'm down.
It's a very much decent. Hey Siri! All right. Weenie, please remind me to download that game. I do want to play it again because it was a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
All right. That is it for the gaming news and discussion. And on to the question and answer we go. So what we're going to do is collect all of the questions that have been asked throughout the entirety of the show from chat and answer them now. So first and foremost, so something happened with the Twitch API. The command I have no longer saves the username to the spreadsheet. So I don't remember who asked these questions. Unfortunately, I don't know what is going to have to happen there, but we'll see. First question. Don't know who it came from. Are you planning on going to PAX or any other events, expo, festivals this year?
There's a Comic-Con in Austin, Texas that is coming up in the middle of June that my son wants to go to. So I was like, all right, dude, we'll go to
Fuck
Comic-Con.
yes, we're
It's
going.
like Father's Day weekend, so it'll be perfect time to go. So
That's
we're
awesome.
going. I've never been to any con before, like anything like video games or con. Like I've never been to one. So, and like I want to go to TwitchCon someday. The problem is I can't go because it's like right in the middle of like the busiest time of year for me work wise. So it's
You said
impossible.
Father's Day? It was Father's Day weekend?
Yeah.
Your son's not going to be the only one calling you daddy.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, no, it'll be that's it. That's the only one I have planned. I would love to go to a PAX someday, but I don't have anything planned. If they keep having TwitchCon in April, or excuse me, in October, while I have this job that I have currently, there's just no fucking way I can go in October. Sucks, but
Sal.
I'm not going nowhere. Like everything's away from me. The only reason fucking RLCS this year is because it was literally right up the road.
Right.
TwitchCon being on the West Coast every year is never going to happen. And most of the stuff, like I'd like to go to shit that's nerdier than, I'd say nerdier, more electronics nerdier than like Comic-Con or TwitchCon.
Like CES
or
or E3.
That'd be cool.
I would like to go even to GDC. That would be something I'd like to check out. So it's PAX East is in Boston. I'm not fucking going to Boston. I'm not going to California. I mean, it was hard enough. It's hard enough for me nowadays to fucking convince my wife to like, two of my internet friends are gonna fucking drive down from Michigan, stay at my mom's house, and fucking go to RLCS for 3 days in a row on a weekend. So I'm damn sure not gonna be like, I'm gonna spend $2,000 and fly to fucking California for a fucking weekend.
If your wife never got the proper thanks from me to her, please make sure that those thanks are voiced, because that RLCS was one of the best weekends fucking
that was
ever.
Fun as shit.
So watching live Rocket League for 3 days straight while being able to drink alcohol and just scream, like,
yeah,
I've been screaming about Rocket League in my office by myself for 2 years now. Being able to scream about Rocket League in an auditorium full of thousands of people, pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. That was one of the best sporting events I've ever been a part of.
Hands down.
And I've sat courtside at it.
As far as events for myself, I'm not going to TwitchCon this year because I went last year. I'm doing a bunch of like mini like internet friend meetups throughout the summer. I already have 5 planned, 5 different meetups with 5 different people this summer. Yeah, we're going ham. But I'll be doing TwitchCon the following year, most likely, as long as anything doesn't change and I switch over to Mixer, you know.
Pull your dick out on stream.
Yeah, blop. Whoops. Next question. Knackers, what's Bozo's favorite snack? Souls and dicks.
In that order?
Heinous.
I mean, he sucks the souls out the dicks and then eats the dicks. He likes it. Knackers, what beer do you drink and why does it taste so bad? Well, I'm actually I didn't drink any beer. I had sangria and then I had some of Weenie's. This is called Squishy Semi-Sweet. Sounds like my kind of Friday night. That's what I'm talking about. Star Cut ciders. So I believe this is a berry cider, some type of fruit cider.
By the way, have you seen the new Blue Moon seasonal?
I have not. I haven't been drinking beer at all other than PBR.
It's a new wheat beer.
Look
it up. I don't remember what the fucking name of it was, but it was at the bar last night on draft. It's fucking amazing.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, ever since that was the other thing I forgot to talk about in the what have I been doing was just like gym, like hardcore. So the only beer that I've had recently is the PBR for St. Patty's and the PBR we had left over. Other than that, it's just been either wine or straight liquor, one of the two.
Yes, shots.
Oh God, shots are still so gross, dude. So gross. What do you think about the future of Sea of Thieves? We touched on that a good bit, but the general consensus is I personally think if they don't announce a shit ton of different PvP events like major ship battles, capture the treasure, they need to do something other than like Sea of Thieves right now it's like PV. It's like PvE with PvP annoyances. It's like the point is not to fight other players online. It's do something that doesn't involve other players, but defend yourselves from online people. So it's kind of like it's not PvP and it's not PvE. It's like somewhere in the middle. So I think they either need to double down on PvP, come out with a bunch of different type of game modes, or they need to add a PvE aspect in order to rake in, or people are going to get bored of that game.
Or
really
cut the price
quick.
in half. I'll buy it if it was $30.
Same.
Yep.
Well, no, I won't because I could pay $100 for a fucking key for Windows 10.
That's right. Yeah. Windows 7 for life.
Damn.
Last question. Has anyone played PUBG mobile game yet?
Oh. As a matter of fact,
Got a screenshot to show us?
I have it. Can you see that?
Yes.
I have it installed on my phone.
Looks like Duke Nukem.
Yeah. But I haven't played it. No,
Okay.
I read an article today. It said something about there's bots in the game. Like
They
and then when
admitted to it.
you're in like your first 10 levels of Fortnite, like there's all these bots that and then once you get past that, then they start putting more actual players in there. But a lot of it at PUBG, I guess, there's a bunch of bots in the mobile version. Not many actual players.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
I don't play games on my phone. Ever. I love my phone, but I don't like being on my phone for other than reasons that I don't have to, if that makes sense.
I don't play much on my phone either. I just downloaded it just because I was like, I'll check it out sometime. I just figured it's free. I'll download it. It'll be some point while I want to play it and I wouldn't have enough internet to download it, so it's just sitting there.
Right.
You know it's new because it's not sitting in a folder because all my other shit's in a folder. So I'll try it out some point. I haven't tried it yet.
I played the Chinese knockoff version of the PUBG Mobile a couple times and then deleted it immediately. Like I got excited for the Fortnite mobile version and then realized I'm never gonna fucking play this.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they're releasing an Arc mobile?
No.
They said that at developers conference. You couldn't hardly fucking play that game on a fucking supercomputer, much less on
Isn't
your
that the
phone.
game that melted your GPU?
Well, the first one, the 770. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, I love my phone. I love my phone as a camera more than anything else. I love that it has Twitter. I love that it has Instagram. But I edit photos and videos on my phone more than any other activity for mobile.
I watch YouTube videos on my
Yeah, you watch a shit ton of YouTube videos. Yeah,
like
podcasts, Audible, that kind of
30
thing.
a day.
You're a madman.
Easy.
Whew.
I watched like 14 This Old House episodes
Oh my God.
just because they weren't even anything I'm even doing or interested in doing. It's just like, I feel like watching This Old House.
Fuck it.
Why not?
All right, you dick licking assholes. That is going to be it for the podcast tonight. Thank you guys so much for not only hanging out, but submitting questions and initiating in some conversation. We hope you guys had a great time. What we're going to do is one final time go around the room, get all of the guests' social media, what they're doing online, anything they have coming up. And then we're going to call this a motherfucking night. So, Mr. Sam, what's up with you?
Nothing. I don't do shit on the internet. But you can find me at TheSaltySam on Twitter and Salty All Day on Instagram.
Please follow Salty Sam on Twitter and please follow Salty Sam on Instagram. If you would like to watch 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds fall down while trying to carry out the indentured servant events
Hey, man.
bestowed by his father.
I had 2 trash cans. You want to see toddlers learning how to be responsible for themselves.
Yeah, that's okay.
And or me doing stupid shit in my backyard.
That would be the title of a YouTube video. The title of that video on Fox News is innocent 2-year-old crushed by trash can while his father laughs.
Empty trash can that's only 4 feet tall. It wasn't the 96-gallon trash can that I was carrying in the video. It was a little trash can for a little person.
Follow this motherfucker. Even though he's not doing anything now, you know this asshole's got plans for the future.
Kids can recite the Fourth Amendment.
Definitely the Second Amendment.
Definitely got that one down for sure. Right to bear arms.
2-year-old snorts gunpowder on Twitch stream.
My name's Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch by the same name, and also on Instagram by that, and Twitter at MiddleAgedStream. And I usually stream 3 days a week. This week's a little different because I have some shit to do tomorrow, so I can't stream like I normally can on Mondays. But I'm gonna make up for it and do Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday this week. Usually it's Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. But yeah, thanks for having me on the show, man. I always have fun with you guys.
Absolutely. My name is Knackers, and you guys can find me on this very channel. I stream 5 times a week, and of course, a podcast on Sundays. You can also find me on Twitter or Instagram at Knackers with 3 A's. Thank you guys so much for showing up, hanging out, asking questions, and just being overall dope motherfucking homies. We will see you guys again in 2 weeks for episode 58 of the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. I have lots and lots of 1v1s scheduled for the upcoming months, so your good guys are going to get way more Crocs and Hot Pockets than you bargained for in April and May. So keep an eye out on Twitter and Instagram and Discord for details about that kind of stuff. But regardless, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a great work week. We will see you guys all motherfucker next time. Good night.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Also, we're going to host somebody, so if you guys want to stick around and drop a raid, do it.